don't care if you've been waiting on your way through to bring a giant Toblerone all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Dro. Smoke me out, fam, with that dank shit. On my left, your boy Stitch.
Normally when someone passes away, you say they've gone to a better place. I don't know of very many other better places in the Playboy Mansion.
Damn. Truth. Hard truth. On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, choke people out on threes and fours, Chronos.
You can call me the Sage of the Six Danks, yo.
In the middle, we got the oldest ninja in the world, Old Ninja.
We must stack the halls of Grethor with those that are whack. We must send the souls of our enemies screaming the Stovacor. Today is a good day to die.
Wow. All right.
So deep.
Last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
Hey, check it out. This is the #1 podcast for dankness. Not #2 because that's poo poo.
God damn it.
#2 is poo poo.
There you go. We back up in this bitch. Who we got as a listener of the goddamn motherfucking week?
Listener of the week would be Roy Sandoval. Once again, thank you very much for continuing to listen.
Love
and first in the chat room would be Matt.
Very nice.
from
What up,
Paraguay.
Matt?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I love you.
Much love to Matt. Special love to Matt. Pause. Take us away on our RIP Old Ninja. Who we pouring out liquor to? Big one. Breaking story.
So we have breaking news. Just broke not less than 20 minutes ago. Is that Playboy founder and sexual revolutionary Hugh Hefner has passed away at the age of 91.
Damn.
He has a huge, impressive resume that would take literally a whole podcast to explain. But he basically started the Playboy magazine, a men's magazine, revolutionized sexual revolution back in the 60s. The infamous Playboy Mansion down in Southern California, the infamous grotto, where many things have gone down famously with famous people. He's been involved with political affiliates. He's been in anything and everything. Started his own show. Has his own Playboy channel.
He's been in a lot of pussy.
That too.
Why are we ignoring this?
Yeah, well, if you let me finish, I get there.
Young and old.
Since he actually has stock in Viagra, obviously. So, yeah, pouring out liquor to the great Hugh Hefner.
That's crazy.
91. Long life.
That's a lot
I'm
of
happy for him.
fuck-
Should we point out liquor to him or kind of?
God damn. Tapping it out.
Sick bastard.
Definitely
Yeah.
not jacking after Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
No.
But in his honor, you know, turning the Playboy page, looking at the centerfold.
God damn.
Yeah.
Sticky pages.
He once had a relationship with Betty Page. In fact, he admits that she was the one that got away.
Over under. Who had more real numbers?
I was literally.
You gonna
had this
say
in my
Will
head.
Chamberlain?
Will Chamberlain or I'm going Hugh.
I'm going Hugh
Hugh had a
Hefner.
longer life.
we go-
too.
Yeah, Will Chamberlain died, so Hugh Hefner's had decades
Yeah.
after. So
What about Hugh or fuck? I forgot his name, and I've actually met the guy. There's a short Italian fucking porn dude.
We're talking
Oh,
about
Ron Jeremy?
the head
Yeah,
hog.
Ron Jeremy.
Oh no! Ooh,
I'ma say
I'm gonna
Hugh.
say Ron Jeremy,
Well, that's definitely a different category though, because he was a porn star. He was
Still
like
sex.
Who
and
was a
he's
fucking
still
man.
and he's still performing to this day.
Yeah.
I just thrown it out there
I think Hugh.
because I know Jeremy and Rick
'Cause-
Flair were going at it a couple days ago.
Really?
About numbers.
Ric
but
Flair almost fucking died.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess he came back, but he was talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
how.
He's still talking.
Yeah.
Still talking shit. But yeah, R.I.P. to Hugh.
Like
man.
Hugh, he at least had like 4 chicks. Like he was married to 4 chicks at one time or something like that. Or
Yeah,
at least he
he-
had like
he had, like,
one
a
chick and
wife
had like
and-
a bunch of
He had,
sides.
like,
he had
twins.
3 girlfriends.
That's how I got on the whole twin porn thing. But it kind of sucks because we found out literally about 3 minutes before we went on the air, so we don't have a
proper send off.
a proper like full list of his accomplishments and everything that he's done. And I'm sure, I mean, he's an American icon.
I think
Like,
he's
international.
he's an international world icon.
international world icon. I mean, I just just thinking of people that have like passed away over the past few years. Like,
International of the world?
Same difference. Yeah.
but it's just like him, like Prince, like a Michael Jackson, just people that like are just
Icons.
Yeah, legit icons, not just like in certain regions, but just globally.
Yeah, I mean, he's pushed the envelope on free speech for sure. And he is probably responsible for helping, I think, males 50 and under discover sex through his magazine.
Well, I mean, not just with males, but also I definitely
females
think
too.
with women in terms of just embracing their sexuality.
That's
and,
true.
And letting
That's true.
themselves be more open and confident with their body image.
It was
Well,
it was a real prudish time before him.
But true. But then after a while, being on the cover of Playboy meant that it could potentially launch your career.
Oh yeah,
There was
an
women.
honor.
Yeah, there was women who were either famous but yet struggling, and then they end up on Playboy and their careers take off, or the reverse. They were nobodies, end up on Playboy, and all of a sudden people were giving them acting jobs.
I'll put it to you like this: you have no Pornhub, which we all love, and a whole X Hamster and all those other things without
All those research purposes.
all those
sites.
research purposes sites that you love. You have none of that without
Shit, you wouldn't have Skinamax
Yeah.
from back in the 80s. You wouldn't have late night quote unquote late night programming.
Yeah, the
with
Playboy
that.
Channel.
Playboy Channel. I mean, that was like one of the first pay-per-view like type channels, or pay per hour type thing, or pay for blocks.
You know what was cool though? Seeing him as an old man. You know what I mean? Like, because you hear about the legends and you hear about the stuff in the 50s, 60s, 70s and all of that. But we got a chance to see him in the 21st century doing his thing, still thriving, not like so decrepit that he couldn't move.
By
you know?
thriving, I mean, you're still fucking bitches.
Yeah, he was still having sex, still out there,
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
having
Thanks to-
parties.
Like
Thanks to
Kronos
sh-
used to say in like our early episode, just busting a nut.
Yeah,
He
he
leaves
was
the
busting all
stress, and
kinds.
Yeah.
he seemed just really happy with life.
But how often do you get a chance to see an older dude enjoying life
Exactly.
like that? Very
True,
rare.
Yeah.
Oh,
very true.
Let's not forget that his iconic. He made pajamas fashionable. the
Yeah,
pajama
pajama parties.
smoking jacket.
Yep.
I mean, everybody wants to go to the Playboy Mansion. That was like, you were nobody unless you were invited to the Playboy
Yeah.
Mansion,
Yeah.
pretty much. I mean, there was a MTV show where they had these guys break in to like one of their biggest parties. I think the Halloween party is one of the biggest Playboy Mansion parties. And these dudes snuck in. They snuck in through the trash or some shit. And it was crazy.
You know, he has less kids than I thought he would have. He has 5 kids. I was expecting like maybe 7, 8, 9,
Smart.
15.
He's smart.
That's plenty. That's plenty.
His daughter, I believe, is CEO. His oldest daughter.
That would make sense. All right. R.I.P. to him. Where you guys want to start off?
Let's start off with some Star Trek.
Let's do it.
Because I think that we're going to have some differing opinions, but
Yeah.
my opinion is different only because I watched episode 2.
Okay.
I watched
Fair
episode
enough.
2 as well.
Yeah.
It's a
And
whole
I-
different story.
And I think they fucked up.
Okay.
I mean, they obviously already fucked up.
Let's set
Well,
the table.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about Star Trek Discovery all year long, ever since it was announced. And a lot of us are Star Trek fans. I think maybe even all of us are Star Trek fans. We're all excited about it. None of us had any problem with the casting or any of that shit. We're all on wax about that.
I believe in make Trek, not war.
Yeah, I mean, this is big shit for all fucking nerds. And CBS aired the pilot on Sunday for Star Trek Discovery. Let's jump in. What do we think of this?
So the first episode, it was a decent start. It wasn't anything really groundbreaking. It ended on kind of like a big cliffhanger, and you knew that stuff was going to get set up, and that's where it goes into like the parts that were kind of fucked up.
Are you the only
About
one that's
this.
seen the second episode?
No, I've seen
I've
the
seen,
first one.
I've seen the
Okay.
second episode.
Okay.
I literally saw it before the cast.
So
Yeah, same here.
I want to separate the controversy of what happens after the first episode to like just the first. What did you think about the first episode?
Okay.
on its
okay.
own? And then we'll talk about the controversy.
For me, this was some of the worst sci-fi television writing I'd seen literally this century.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Battlestar Galactica, the 2004 version, had high stakes right off the bat with the pilot.
Oh, check it out. So, fun fact, the guy who started Battlestar Galactica, Ronald D. Moore,
Yeah.
he came off of Deep Space Nine. He's one of the co-creators.
Okay. But then, yeah.
What's that got to do with this though?
yeah.
Because
and-
he's
and-
from the Star Trek universe. He moved over to BSG.
But he didn't do shit on Discovery. They could have
Yeah,
used him for the pilot, man.
Possibly.
They set off nukes. You know, they're almost killing off the human race with the Cylons in that one. And it's hard for me. You know how we talked about Iron Fist in a world where Into the Badlands existed? It felt to me like that because I feel like Stargate Universe, Firefly, BSG, The Expanse,
Yeah.
all had much better pilots. I'm only talking about episode 1. That's all I fucking saw.
Totally understand.
From a writing standpoint, I did not get a sense, and I got plenty of other points, but I didn't get a sense of any characters that I liked.
For
And,
it's
and
still
I'm sorry,
early.
one more quick point.
Okay.
how dare you have some Daft Punk looking wannabe on the fucking Star?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that shit?
He's a new data.
He literally looked like like a Daft Punk. Am I
Yeah,
tripping or not?
Yeah, that's literally what I said when I was watching it.
Sorry. Someone else jump in here.
I mean, there's some issues with it, but I'm still going to let it play out before I either give it a full thumbs down or full
Just
thumbs
talk about
up.
the first episode. What did you think?
I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, doesn't need to be all world breaking. I mean, each show, a lot of times I need to take time to invest in a character. I don't expect you to win me over and be all down for character A, character B, character C after one episode. So I'll let it organically develop. Let me tell the story. Let me become personally invested in these characters, and I'll see where you go with that. Now, if you're doing nothing and you're just going in a hamster wheel, then we'll see.
What's your cutoff episode limit?
I like for most of the time I go around like 3 or 4-ish. If you can establish one storyline that I kind of care about, then I'm there for it. And I'll let these other little side plots or side romances or relationship characters, side characters affect me. But you got to get something that I'm invested in around 3 or 4. But
That's generous.
Yeah, episodes 1 and 2, I just expect to just on face value introduce me to the characters, give me a little bit of a backstory, maybe throw a hint at something. Oh, he seems a little bit shady. Maybe I should check into him a little bit more. I might be care about his backstory some more. So I'll see. I'll let it play out, but it's still early for me.
Kind of reserved. All right.
Yeah.
Old Ninja, you got anything on there?
Yeah, I got a couple points. Just from seeing episode 1. I actually kind of liked the production value. I felt like it had the look of the new quote unquote Kelvin timeline. For those of you who are uninitiated, that's the reboot since 2009. It has that kind of look to it. There's nods to the Kelvin timeline, like when Michael is learning in the little bubbles. It's the same thing as Spock was doing in the 2009 reboot.
Yeah, same thing.
There's a little bit of a nod to the Enterprise era and a little bit of the original series type thing. The spacesuit was kind of taken from the Star Trek The Motion Picture, but like done with a little bit more panache and whatnot. Things I didn't like is that the timeline is confusing. So it's technically supposed to be around the time of Star Trek's The Cage during the original series. And I guess there's a book that's supposed to explain the difference between the two uniforms, which I'm like, no one's going to read that. No one's going to... They want to see, like, visual representations. I don't like the way the Klingons look at all. Like, to me, if you didn't know that they were Klingons, they would look like some other, like, Babylon 5 type fucking aliens or whatnot. Batlith doesn't look recognizable. It just didn't. Their ships didn't. I just didn't. I wasn't really sold on that.
So I think most people that watch Star Trek were used to the second generation of Klingons, but most people forget that the first generation of Klingons,
They were humanoid.
they were basically humans. They were just black.
Yeah.
So-
well, and they had like frigid little heads or whatnot.
No,
but
they
still-
didn't. Not the originals.
They still look.
Talking
They,
about from the 60s. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
the
60s.
60s.
They didn't have. There's no
It just-
ridges on their heads.
It just doesn't look. It doesn't look right. And then I didn't like Sarek. Like I like the actor himself,
Galavan.
but yeah, but I don't like the fact that he's. They didn't use. They could have used the Sarek from the movies to be in the show.
Can I ask a quick question about him? And maybe I'm not familiar with all things Star Trek tech.
Wait, which guy are you talking about?
The
Bebop.
Vulcan,
Yeah.
that helped like raise
Trainer.
and train Michael.
Yeah.
If you're a hologram, how do you sit on a chair in real reality? That was odd to me. Did you notice that, or was it? Did it just bother me? And I'm the weirdo here.
Well,
But he was like a hologram on that phone call, and then he sat down, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is happening here?"
They do that in a lot of movies.
Holograms?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like for example, the Kingsmen. There's like a scene
Oh,
where they're
yeah.
sitting around the table and everybody's like sitting
Everyone's
down.
Sitting down. Same.
Yeah, Kingsman-
Is the hologram sitting in their reality on a table?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably, most likely.
Interesting. I've never.
Yeah,
I haven't slept
even-
on that.
Because he
Even,
sat
like-
down perfectly in
Even-
her reality on a like a chair or something.
Yeah, I mean, we
even,
don't know.
even in Star Wars, like the what's not
Obi-Wan?
Palpatine, but no,
Emperor.
in the most recent one, with the giant dude that was kind of training.
Oh yes.
What's the name? He was
Snoke.
sitting, I believe.
Oh, Snoke was sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm,
I mean-
you know what I'm saying? A chair in her world.
Yeah, but we're all mentioning things. in
It's the
same
reverse
way.
with
Yeah.
Force Awakens. It's a chair in our world, but he's sitting down as hologram.
Okay, maybe it's
And same thing like Blue said.
there is a precedent.
Kingsman does that as well.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Sorry, Blue, get in here. What do you got on this?
So for the pilot, I actually thought it was pretty good. It was the Cleons, like Oninja was saying, it was kind of weird. It's because I'm so used to the old school way with like the new generation, how they had like hair and like the ridges on their face and stuff like Commander Worf, right? He was a Cleon, right?
Yeah, but even that, for me, their faces are all puffy and shit, and they have white eyes. I'm like, what the fuck?
I feel that. So in the pilot, they talked about how like the Cleons haven't been around for like 100 years, and so I'm thinking they might have evolved, or maybe they're not really Cleons. They might be like clones or some shit. So that's the theory I'm running with right now.
Possibly.
But I definitely thought it was interesting in the beginning how like how the captain and Michelle or Michael was walking around in the desert and stuff like that, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's like a calling card or whatever." And they actually made like the logo for the Enterprise, which was fucking cool. I was like, "Oh, that's dope." But yeah, so far I'm liking it. The relationship between the captain and the second commander, Michael, I think it's kind of interesting because they're kind of bumping heads, kind of like how Spock and Kirk did in the recent movie. They didn't like each other, but they were still kind of friends.
Dude, she attacked the superior officer on some bullshit.
Yeah.
And she was reckless.
Well, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You gotta watch
Okay, but even just from the first, she still attacks the superior officer. Am I
does.
wrong about
Yeah,
that?
no,
Yeah, but
I knew
But
that was coming. They were talking about how they wanted to break away because the writers have been constricted by the Roddenberry dogma. Even though Star Trek purists are like, well, this is what Roddenberry said. There should be no fighting among Starfleet characters. They're supposed to be working as a utopian crew, pretty much.
But if you think everybody's gonna die,
yeah, but
I don't like Michael at
Okay.
all.
Michael
So-
broke the chain of command. Oh, but you haven't seen the second episode.
yeah, you haven't seen the second episode, so let's get into it. So, first of all, there's a huge controversy that we haven't mentioned about the show. So the show, you can only watch the first episode for free. CBS is a free over-the-air channel. It's a basic channel that's normally free, and normally when you have basic channels and you pay for any sort of cable or dish or whatever the fuck, you can use your login to get their back catalog. All right. So what
Yes.
CBS is doing now is they're making this thing called CBS All Access, which has been around for a while, and apparently you can only get episodes 2 and beyond only on CBS All Access.
True.
All right, and the minimum amount you have to pay for CBS All Access is $6, and with that $6, you still get fucking commercials, which is entirely
Are you kidding me?
goddamn bullshit. Yeah, they're double dipping.
Wow.
They're double dipping, and so you need to pay $10 a month to get
No commercials?
To get no commercials. It's fucking bullshit. So basically, you're paying that money just for one fucking show because everything else you can watch for free over the air.
Yeah, because
Is
they
it
had
everything?
the Emmys were on CBS.
But
All
hold on, one quick second. I got to clarify this on CBS All Access. Do they have any historical
Yes.
like shows that,
Oh, yeah.
from like years ago that aren't on TV that you might want to watch?
And they actually brought back, I think, all of Star Trek.
Okay.
But for me, that is not worth. Like they don't have a Netflix style catalog.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's nowhere near that deep.
Yeah.
And so,
sorry. No, go ahead.
so I'm sorry, you cannot charge somebody that much money with that little of content. You know what was?
Matt gives 2 quick points. He says, you are introduced to characters far better through story. Seeing them do things that define their character is definitely more powerful than hearing people talk about it. And also he says, a friend and him were talking about the Star Trek problem, which is that everyone views it as this high, lofty sci-fi, but in reality it's a show just full of tropes. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't agree on that, but let me just elaborate on a couple other things
Okay.
too. Though, I think CBS would have been far better served had they have showed episode 1 and 2.
Oh
Because
yeah.
episode 2 was fucking dope.
Okay, yeah. If you're trying to hook people into your pay service, you better
Yeah.
you better
gotta
have a good
sell.
hook.
Like-
You have to go with the drug dealer's fucking route. You know, the first
Yeah.
hit's always free. You gotta make sure that shit's good to hook them.
But it's got to be a good
But they
hit.
end at the worst spot, like right before all the action. And then episode 2 was mostly it was backstory, which is what everybody wanted. Like they want to understand who Michael was more and who the captain was more.
Captain
Annalise or
Philippou-
Annapolis.
Philo-
Jagoria.
Yeah,
Jagorio.
They give more backstory on like how they met. They give more backstory on Michael, and then there's also they allude to the fact that I think Michael's entire family was destroyed by Klingons, and so that's the main reason why she did that.
They touch upon that even in episode 1 a little bit.
Yeah, but then like in episode 2, like it really gets driven home. Like there's consequences that happen in episode 2.
Well, it wasn't.
And they're dire.
It wasn't just her family. Like also like the whole like the people who were training her. Like her whole school stuff was fucking like murdered as well, which they showed in the second one.
And then it shows who saved her, which was Sarek.
Yeah, so I think they really fucked up by not showing episode 2, because if they would have put the two together, like as one pilot episode,
Yeah.
people would have been way more. They would have gave it like glowing reviews, and I think people would have been more willing to watch it on CBS All Access. But as a consequence of putting it at CBS All Access after episode 1, Star Trek has now become the most pirated show of all time in a 24-hour period.
That's fine. And Star Trek has name recognition. It's been on for 50 years. It's super important.
But nobody's going to pay $6 a month to watch one
one
show.
show.
I'd be very doubtful
stuck with
and
it.
skeptical of that. I think it's going to be pirated and continue to be pirated. I'm all in favor of that. The first episode alone, that's all I fucking watched, didn't hook me. I did not like Michael enough. I didn't like the captain enough. I didn't learn anything that felt compelling for me to want to learn more about them, even with her little bit of history with a Vulcan stuff in her childhood. She seemed like an asshole. I mean, I just got to be blunt. You know?
The thing that was difficult for me was that she had that whole not Cleon but Vulcan mentality, because that's how she was trained. So she's a human who was trained with Vulcans. So with Vulcans, their whole thing is to suppress your emotions.
It's all logic.
So that's why she was so like ice cold.
But they also mentioned that she's been with the captain for like I think 7 years.
Yeah,
as well. So she's had both. I mean, she's
like,
been around humans too, right?
Well, not so much. Because her family was killed off like, earlier when she was young, and she was kind of adopted with the Vulcans. But with the captain in the second episode, they talk about how the reason why she's even on the ship is that she knew that she was a human that was trained with Vulcans, and she was going to the captain had hope that she can show her humanity again instead of her just being a Vulcan, like knowing the ways of the Vulcan.
Yeah,
okay.
And that's like not explained at all in the first one, and it's just like they did such a poor job by they ended it at the worst fucking spot.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the second one, it's like literally when the series begins.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where
And
it
it's just
should
like,
have.
holy shit, okay, now I want to watch the rest.
Yeah, there's not even a real direct threat from the first one that's like galaxy-wide per se.
Oh, it's on the second one.
I hear you, but
Yeah.
first one, it's almost like it's a standoff basically.
Yeah.
And you don't have a reason to really feel invested in
that's why they
the
fucked
Klingons being, you know, this dire threat to everybody.
Yeah,
if
that's why they
you've
fucked
never
up.
watched any Star Trek before, and I've certainly watched my share, the Klingons basically did nothing wrong in the first episode. If you really think about it, they got it. She went over there. She
Killed one of their warriors.
She invaded.
Even past the second episode, Takuvma still did nothing wrong, really.
There you go.
Yeah.
He, I mean,
they fired first.
they did fire first, but she also killed one of their guys.
She did.
So,
But then also,
so,
she kind of started to power up the weapons before the captain showed up. Because I'm
did.
pretty sure they knew that they were about to fire on
But
them.
they should have fired.
They did.
They should.
I'll give one quick compliment. I did enjoy the third in command and his
science guy?
Yeah, his whole backstory about being raised with fear.
Oh, yeah,
in
'cause
his
they were fucking
species,
food.
because they were food.
Yeah.
And the prey.
They were
That was
cattled
kinda,
and shit.
That was cool. I want to
Yeah.
hear more about. He reminded me of on Mass Effect. The scientist
Morden?
Yeah.
But I like how like Michael was kind of kept like correcting him because he was like, "Oh, I can't lock onto blah blah," and she was like, "Oh, you know, you're doing your like turn on the fucking filter or some shit like that."
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. They really
I still don't like the conflict between the Starfleet officers type thing, because if this is around the same time as Kirk and Spock, maybe with a few years
That was
buffer.
earlier.
well, they had
Yeah,
conflict in
but
the
they're
movies.
talking about this takes place during the Cage. Yes, I know the Cage is like a few years before Kirk comes in, but Starfleet is still Starfleet. And they still have the same dogma. They still have the Prime Directive, and yet there's mutiny on the fucking ship, which should not be occurring.
Well, no, mutiny can still happen. Like, no matter how evolved you think you are. Especially if you think that you're going to die.
In realistic terms, yes, but according to Gene Roddenberry's dogma, that should not happen.
Well, in Star Trek movies, Kirk and Spock kind of clash with each other.
Yeah, but usually
Like,
one of
that's how
them's
he got off the ship.
one of them's
Captain.
usually infected or sick or mirror universe or some bullshit.
he's
the new
quite-
one in the new one in the new timeline.
Oh,
like,
when
when
talking
Kirk
about the
like
new shit.
gets him angry, he fucking like grabs him and throws against the thing, and he's like, "Look, Commander, he's emotional stress, like he can't perform his duties. We need to take him off remove him from his captainship, or some shit like that." So
All right, Stitch.
No,
you
I
seem kind of lukewarm.
Have you seen
on
the
this.
second one?
No, I
Absolutely.
haven't seen the second one.
man.
That's why I'm sort of just like I'm taking it all in, and I'll decide
When
I
did
do
it
see
air, or when did it get become available?
So let me ask you this. So since 3 of us haven't seen the second episode,
It'll change your mind for sure.
It's it's being pirated and all that. How aggressive are you going to be in trying to see that one way or another?
I'll watch it because I mean it's Star Trek.
Okay.
So it's just off name alone, I expect a certain quality and I expect a good story.
Okay.
Just based on the history throughout decades of. If you're putting a Star Trek label on it, I expect it to have a certain level of quality.
Fair enough.
It's not Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So I'll see. I mean, I plan on watching it. If I don't get any sort of, if I feel myself just want to look at my phone or something like that during it, then that's a testament to what they're putting on TV for me.
Well, I was gonna just jump in real quick. I just wanted to say, I feel like the budgeting for this series is up there with movie quality.
Yeah, that's why I like
it's,
the
really
production
good.
value.
Yeah.
I definitely think that they spent some money. I mean, this is the first Star Trek series in 10, 15 years, maybe longer.
What about that one, the Enterprise? Wasn't that recent, a couple of years ago?
Enterprise, I
was a
think,
while ago.
ended in
0406, something like that.
yeah, maybe even earlier, something like that.
I don't remember.
So it's been at least 10 years. So, and usually Star Trek's always since the 90s. There's always been some kind of Star Trek.
I'm gonna confess too, I can't remember other pilots for Star Trek series. I'd have to go back.
I remember.
Oh.
I remember. Not Deep Space Nine. I remember that one too, though.
I just watched the
Next Generation.
Okay.
That-
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was a-
yeah.
it was a
Farpoint.
solid-
Yeah.
That's when we were introduced to Data, which broke the mold because we have an android crew member, and then we find out there's the Klingons, and the Federation made peace, and then now they have a Klingon officer serving in Starfleet. And then I just watched DS9, where it's the Borg pretty much kicks it off, and then the captain's really pissed off at Picard about him. He blames him for killing his wife, pretty much.
It has been 12 years since the last Star Trek.
Yeah, so I knew it's been 10 years. Something.
I think we all want it to fucking succeed.
I do. Yeah,
I just feel like
But it's
CBS
doomed to fail.
Yeah, CBS set it up
Yeah.
yeah,
Poorly. Yeah.
See, I think if CBS had 4 or 5 other shows to complement Star Trek, then CBS All Access
other
might-
sci-fi.
other shows,
Other
period.
shows
Like
that are
exclusively
exclusive, yeah.
on CBS
Yeah.
All Access.
I got you.
Exclusive. But making this one show and saying we're going to charge you monthly, like we've talked about before, and I didn't know they're going to do this upgraded package, no commercials for $10. That's just as much as fucking Netflix, and I'm only getting one fucking show.
They're gonna have to get rid of it, or else they're just gonna suffocate their product.
So
Yeah,
WB,
they're not going to get a season 2 if they do this. They stick
Yeah.
to it.
yeah. So WB, I hope you're watching when you're trying to launch WB All Access next fucking year. You had better pay closer fucking attention to this.
Aren't they an affiliate of CBS? Aren't they underneath?
Yeah, but
umbrella.
they're trying to kickstart theirs with Titans.
Okay.
So
I got another rumor mill. Haven't seen the second episode, and you guys haven't gone past 2 either, right?
well, you
only two
can't.
now.
There's
Okay,
only
alright.
2 now.
So I would say Michelle
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh is arguably the most famous on here because of all her movie work. You know,
So far.
is she okay? So you kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
wavering
'cause- yeah, because-
are you
No, I
saying?
mean, well, she used to be an action star, so I don't
Yeah.
know if everybody
Yeah.
knows her from being like
But
a
then-
kung fu flick chick. So.
But in
Okay.
addition to that, we get Jason Isaacs, who's been in everything. He's most famous for being Malfoy's father.
yeah.
okay,
But you don't see him until
it'll be in episode 3.
yeah,
Yeah.
not until episode 3. And then we have Rainn Wilson, who will be Harry Mudd, who personally I love the character, so I'm waiting to see what Rainn Wilson does with that character.
but what I'm already hearing is in rumors is that Michelle does not last throughout this season.
Oh no, I
No.
can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh, yeah.
the most famous, arguably the most famous person, biggest name on your show.
Well, still,
No.
but we all knew that Sonequa was supposed to be the main character, so
True.
I don't really have a problem with her going away.
And not to mention, like I said, Jason Isaac kind of switches out for her.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a waste of her, of Michelle, in a lot of
but
ways.
if the story's not about her, it's about Sonequa.
Well, shit, look at
Michael.
well, even though granted he lasted longer, but Sean Bean in Game of Thrones, everyone thought he was going to last throughout.
People
He
did
lasted
think that.
only one
People did think
season.
that. But he lasted all the way to the end.
He did, but remember, the first season's how many episodes?
I mean, we got to be honest. I don't think Michelle Yeoh is that big of a star in America.
In America, probably not.
No, but even though what's her name? Sonequa was on The Walking Dead, I feel like Michelle's bigger.
What has Michelle Yeoh been a lead in America that's been a hit?
She wasn't a knockdown, drag out lead, but she was the big one in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Not the lead, but
yeah, she wasn't the lead. Like,
but
she had a huge role.
I mean, Sonequa wasn't like even first or second billing either.
The story is about her though, so it's about her character.
True.
Yeah,
But
I think Michelle deserves a bigger.
I
think with some people, they're like, when they see Michelle, they're like, oh, I've seen this girl before, but I don't remember where.
Yeah, they probably mix her up with what's the name from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, Ming-Na Wen?
That's
racist.
Fucked up. All right, so, I mean, through 2, do you want, or go ahead, Blue, do you want to get in?
No, I was just going to say, like, you definitely have to watch 2 because it kind of wraps up the story from the first part, and it's a huge fucking difference between the two. Like, one's kind of like PG-13, as the second one's like NC-17. Not NC-17 as in ratings, like there's tits and shit like that, but like it's more hardcore. There's fucking they crank it up like to 11 all of a sudden.
Because I'm giving the first episode, just as it is, like a C-.
I mean, that's fair. Because, I mean, especially where they left it, man. Like, it was like the worst possible place. Like, nobody wants... You can't leave, like, the climax of, like, there's going to be action in the next episode, but now you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see the quality of the action before you want to get invested, you know what I mean? And the action, as far as I'm concerned, it was top-notch. They actually answered a few questions of, like, what happens when a Federation ship gets damaged?
Yeah,
like
they show like
pretty
severe hull damage, but yet still able to kind of function. Okay. But like Cronus was saying, like when I watched it as it aired, and I was like, okay, they kept showing me what's to come, and I was kind of confused. I'm like, well, are they going to show me this right after? Like, is this going to be a 2-hour thing, or do I have to go from the end of this to CBS All Access? Like, I was thinking
trying to get you to
all
pull out
these
your
cool
card.
ass, I thought all these cool ass fucking scenes that they're showing me was going to air, and it doesn't.
Nope.
And I was like, fuck. And it leaves you at this point. I'm like, well, now I'm stuck, but I already knew my solution was Cody. From either that, or I can try to find. Or I was going to be like, well, maybe I had already said it. They were going to release it on Netflix, but not in the U.S., and it's not there. So
yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, yeah, it's only available internationally on Netflix, and it's not available here in the U.S. But what's also crazy, I read, is that apparently on Netflix, you can do Klingon subtitles.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like the entire fucking
There was a lot of fucking Klingon subtitles with Klingon speaking in the first episode. That took about half the episode.
There's more in
I love that shit. Yeah.
Actually, I kind of like
was
that.
no joke.
Yeah, there's a lot of Klingon lore. I'll give you that, but
I do like that they brought back. They mentioned the story of Kahless, so that's something tried and true. I'm actually watching DS9 now, and they're talking about how it's about how Kahless came back, and then them trying to unite the Empire again.
All right.
So
shit. Well, stay tuned. You know, you guys, it sounds like are going to watch some more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, as long as my Cody's updated Sunday night when they release episode 3, watching that then.
Yeah, you're not going to convince me to pay for something that's fucking free. That's supposed to be free.
Or in addition, you're not going to convince me to pay for something that A, has commercials, and 2, is only going to have maybe 13 episodes, and then not post anything else after. Like all the other shit that you have that I could watch over the air, you're going to put on CBS All Access. Why am I going to do that?
Fuck it.
You know what they should do instead of like making a TV series? They should have made a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would pay for that. I'm
I
gonna fucking
would.
pay for a TV series.
Yeah, like made for TV movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that would have
that.
been fine. It would have been
Yeah,
fine.
2-hour event, I would have been totally with it.
There you go. Where should we go? Do you want to... Actually, you want to give a quick update, Blue, on the fact that you were finally playing the game that is your life?
So check it out. Last year I played this game called Batman by Telltale Games, and it was fucking dope. It was probably one of the most brutal Batman game I ever played. And for some reason I forgot. I forgot how fucking brutal that game is because I played episode 1 recently of season 2, and holy, like, motherfuckers are getting their heads chopped off.
Nice.
Like on screen, fucking people getting their head bashed in. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. And it comes out of nowhere. Like, you just be chilling, all of a sudden somebody's fucking dead. Somebody gets shot in the head and their fucking head explode into the camera and shit like that. But this game is the most stressful game I've ever played, and also makes me realize that I can never be fucking Batman because
oh no, you giving up?
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, but I'm just saying, like, if I was Batman, motherfuckers gonna be dying. Like, there's no, I've killed off so many people by mistakes, and I'm like, looking back, like, dude, what the fuck did I do? Like, I fucked up
decisions, man.
I did.
Batman ain't supposed to be killing folk.
I'm not killing folks, but I'm letting people get killed.
Weren't you the one that was just like purposely sending Clementine, a fucking 5-year-old, down a horrible path in Walking Dead?
She had it coming though. Like, seriously.
Damn.
She more
He was
grown
supposed
than
to
she
play
looked.
like a father figure to Clementine in like the first like 2 seasons
I didn't get
of
that
Walking
memo.
Dead.
Chaotic evil, bro.
He's got to be at least be Batman, where he's got to make some hard decisions.
Yo, man, I'm making some of the characters are in this series now. Is they introduced Amanda Waller.
Oh, nice.
She's in there, and her fucking whole agency is there, and you have to build a relationship between her and fucking Commissioner Gordon, and your relationship. Well, at least for me, so the game continues after the first one.
Yeah.
So whatever storyline you ended up with the first one rolls into the second one. So I ended with a good storyline. So me and Commissioner Gordon have a good like relationship. But there's certain scenes where you kind of have to like use Amanda Waller's influence, and that makes your relationship between Batman and Commissioner Gordon kind of become split.
Oh boy.
So at the end of the game, my relationship with him is split. He's like, you know what? I can't fucking work for you anymore. You're like, he basically fired me and told me I couldn't work for
God damn.
Fired you. You take the bat signal with you?
Well, I am waiting for that shit to happen.
You're like, new signal, who this?
But, yeah, who the fuck?
Superman symbol comes out.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But what's crazy is that you do more stuff, not with the Joker, but his name is I think he goes by John Smith just because he doesn't have a real name, or something, maybe Jack or something like that. But your relationship with him was kind of interesting because like you had a relationship with him in the past, and he like pretty much follows you into the next story, and it's the relationship. What happens between you and him is fucking crazy because somebody dies, and he shows up at the funeral like, hey, you know, you owe me like what I did for you in the prison or in a insane asylum. But decision making with him fucking have the influence at the end of the game. Man, this game is so fucking twisted.
Shit.
And are you gonna say something?
And I was just gonna say, Blue has played the first episode and he is just excited.
Dude,
Usually that takes about 20-30 minutes in a Telltale game.
What's so crazy is that I'm gonna actually play the first episode again just because I made such bad decisions.
No, bro, you can't be doing that.
Yes.
You can't be doing revisionist history.
Yes, the fuck I can.
You gotta live with it.
I'm with
Goddamn
Stitch on
video
that.
game.
Telltale games, you go through
That's
once.
true, yeah.
Whatever the fuck you do wrong, you're like, oops, that person died.
That's what I did with the first one. Actually, I played the first season straight through. Like I didn't go back, but after I played it, I went back and played it again,
Yeah.
like from episode 1.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. But man, like I'm like seriously like an hour into it, I'm stressing like, man, I done fucked up. Like I lost. It's so fucking good, man. It's so goddamn
Nice.
great.
I'm just glad you fucking finally playing it because episode 2 drops next week.
Yeah, and, oh my dude, there's so much crazy shit that fucking happens. Like I want to spoil it, but it's like a huge fucking spoiler. Like,
All right, just hold on to it because I know you're gonna do a full review or episode by episode, you know, on YouTube and shit. But I'm glad you fucking playing it. This is your shit.
Well, one other crazy thing is that something that ties in from the other game. So, something happens to Alfred in the first game,
Yeah.
and it rolls into the second one. And what happened? For my game playthrough, because it actually changes. Alfred gets mutilated. Like the children of
Arkham.
Arkham fucking kidnaps him and fucking gouge out one of his eyes.
What
So
the
when I'm playing,
fuck?
so it's crazy because when I'm playing it, I'm like, fuck, what the hell happened to Alfred? Is he just injured? Like I couldn't remember what happened from the last season. And then later on, like when you read through the storyline, it tells you that like you still feel bad because Alfred had to suffer so much pain and all these different things. I'm like, that's fucking right. I fucked up back in the last game.
Damn.
So yeah,
Shit,
the stress follows you throughout that game, and it's so stressful because when you make a bad decision, they let you know right away. Like, oh,
Yeah. They'll remember that.
Gordon's gonna remember this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you know, he's gonna. This is bringing down his morale or something like that. It's like, dude, fuck, I fucked up. But yeah, so far it's a great fucking game.
Good. Keep us posted on it. I'm glad you fucking playing it. Hey, old ninja. What was this about Rick and Morty controversy, bruh?
Oh man, this is all bad actually. So
Everybody love Rick and Morty.
Dude, that last episode was fucking hilarious.
yeah. So the creator, his last name's Harmon. I don't remember his
God
first
damn it,
name.
you ain't got your shit together.
Yeah,
Dan
but check it out.
Harmon and
Yeah.
Justin Roiland.
There you go.
are
Those
their
two.
names.
So the creator is mainly Harmon, who had hired female writers for the show.
Yep.
So those female writers had a ton of trolls come after them and had their information hacked,
Doxed.
and released on the internet because they were saying that they were basically tainting the show. This is a male only type thing.
Huh?
Girls aren't gonna get it. They're not gonna understand it. This is our show. This is like, you know, they felt like they lost their privilege or whatnot.
The fuck?
That's
So
fucking
Harmon
stupid
shot
shit.
back and he's like, well, this is my content, what I created. I feel that you feel this strongly for it, but you don't have to defend this for me. I hired these people to come in and write, and it's a dickish move for you to go in, attack their privacies, attack them on Twitter, and then not make them feel safe, pretty much, by putting out their information. And he was just like basically saying he doesn't need anyone to protect his work except for him. So you can enjoy it all you want, but you don't need to fight for him. He chooses who he wants to write, and he will defend his own work. You don't basically own my stuff, pretty much.
Beta male cucks doing cuck shit.
He was super pissed. Like,
was
actually,
too.
like
Well,
he kind of, he didn't say it, but he hinted at possibly even pulling the show.
So here's the thing that he also kind of expanded on. The show, like in writers' rooms, which obviously none of us are TV writers, it's a collaboration, and there's a huge room of writers passing jokes along with each other, and literally one person gets quote unquote credit on that episode, but it's everybody doing the writing.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
mean-
why he was like, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about," and also. This is literally one of the funniest seasons with some of the funniest episodes ever. And there's no weak season or weak episodes previously. Literally, I think they put one of the women that got doxxed was credited with the Pickle Rick episode and the fucking Mad Max episode. So
Yeah. I saw that.
everybody who didn't like Pickle Rick, there's not
Exactly.
a person who's a fan of Rick and Morty who didn't love that fucking episode.
So yeah, but going back to what Prodigy was saying, usually when you're writing, there's usually like there's a term for it, but it's basically brainstorming.
Yeah.
And they have
Round table.
they have an industry term for it, but they're usually brainstorming. Whoever has the idea or whatnot, you know, they usually feed off it. But there's always one writer who pieces all the ideas into one coherent thing, and usually whoever pretty much writes the most, they get the credit.
Yeah.
So, but they have a team and they work as a team, and for you to attack this guy's team is fucked up because he hired these people because they're professionals. He likes what they're doing, and obviously this season shows that they've been doing excellently well. And for you to go out there and act like this is some male-only type fraternity type thing is fucked up because you obviously don't know what goes into making this and what content that they're
It's textbook sexist. I mean, like, you just got to call it what it is. It's super sexist bullshit because I can't even wrap my head around it. You know what I mean? Like,
I
there are
wasn't-
female writers. Like,
I wasn't even aware,
fuck?
but like, were they scared thinking this was an all male thing? They probably don't know that there's women artists who are drawing Rick and Morty or whatnot.
At the same time, I will say, I feel like even though the show is super popular, maybe in the demographics, it's slightly more popular with males age 18 to 40 or 35. I could see that, you know what I mean, in terms of the fan base. But who cares who writes it if it's good?
If it's good, it shouldn't matter. But this is the same type of mentality that hit Star Wars when it came out. When people were saying
point,
this
actually.
is a male only type thing, girls don't belong in Star Wars, blah 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 blah. It's almost the exact same rhetoric, just a different property.
Well, and look at Finn, got bullshit hate for just being a black, black stormtrooper as well.
It's the same thing.
So yeah, that was fucked up ass shit. Fuck 'em. I'm glad there's new fucking episodes, and the one
Well, we got one left, right, for the season?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Rick and Morty. But the one that just happened where you learn more about Beth being just as fucked up as Rick.
Yeah,
was good.
that was all bad.
I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
That,
But what was interesting about her, though, is that, you know, was she doing... Because if you watch the episode, Rick showed all these stuff that Beth wanted him to build, and it was like some fucking, like, evil shit. Like, she wanted, like, a fucking pocket knife that played music. She wanted a fucking, like, happy face stickers that were actually tracking devices. She wanted, like, all this different kind of shit. But she said she was doing it because she wanted his attention. So it's like, you know, was she that way because of that? Or what is she as evil as Rick?
Well, she's brilliant too, but she also has a violent streak. I mean, that was
fucked
well
up.
established. I never saw her in that light before
Yeah, me
this
neither.
episode, and then I was like, oh shit.
well, I think
She's
they
twisted.
purposely painted her that way. I mean, yeah, if you look at the way she treats Rick, or not Rick, Jerry.
Yeah.
In particular way, that's certain one thing. But when you see how she treated someone else, trapping them in the world or whatnot, having cannibalistic bestiality sex with in order to stay alive, that shit was all fucked up.
That was some random shit.
Yeah, it was pretty random. But like Rick points it out, like you are basically my daughter, so you were kind of just like me.
For certain.
Yeah,
Ain't no
so
fucking doubt
she
about
didn't
it.
kind of want to admit it until the very end when she realized she started talking like him and saying his lines, and she's like, "Fuck, I'm just like him."
It's one of the best shows. I mean,
I think this season's been a lot darker than the first two seasons, but it's still been fucking good as fuck.
What's crazy about this recent episode is I love the fucking play that those animated fucking half human fucking half fairy
God,
thing,
yeah.
that little play they put on, that shit had me fucking rolling.
yeah, because it was super cutesy, but then there was cannibalistic sex and shit going on. And I was like, what the fuck is
He's like,
happening here?
I need to live. I have nothing to do. I'm just gonna go hump this tree. I'm gonna hump this rock. It's like, what the fuck? That was so fucking random. Like, he was a kid, and somehow he was bored, so he just went around fucking like humping shit, and eventually started getting pregnant.
Did you guys talk about the box of
Oh, yeah,
things that he invented? For
yeah.
Holy shit! I lost it on that one. I had to like rewind. I was
It didn't stop at like 1 or 2
he
items.
was
It
going
like
deep.
good 15 different items.
Yeah, what
Ladybug taser, some random shit. GPS stickers.
Yeah.
Also, what fucked me up was Jerry and his new girlfriend. How she wanted to go on the she had 3 titties.
You going hunting?
And she wanted to go hunting all the time. And they took the kids, and they're like, a life bond is serious. She's like, nah, well, whatever. And they're like, all right, you fucking up. And then she going out, and then he tries to break up with them, and then she tries to kill him.
Yeah.
And then she tried to kill the kids.
I like
Rick
Summer.
fucking blamed it on those motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I love Summer telling the dad, "You ain't shit, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
get your shit together. You a punk ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sack up and break up with
Y'all
this
moving?
bitch."
Does the planet's orbit kind of quick? Cause y'all moving fast.
So,
Tired laughing or shade.
I mean, I would have to say Jerry's been cucked, even though no one's
for
fucking
sure.
no one's fucking Beth. It's like his family cucked him.
Well, he's always
Well, Rick
he's always had
cucked
that
him.
role.
Yeah,
Rick is the ultimate like.
Well, he's the ultimate fucking stoppage. Like
Yeah.
he cock blocks Morty. He pretty much cucks Jerry. He kind of cock blocks Beth a little bit.
Jerry's just a bitch though.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
think
a
it's
cuck.
any- it's-
He's been cucked.
his parents are in a cuck relationship.
Ooh, they sure
If you
were.
remember
Show the
from,
fucking
from
shit.
that Christmas episode.
Yeah, with
but
dudes with dads in the closet watching,
That shit was
fapping.
God,
he just got he's a jellyfish.
Speaking
damn.
of cucks, you know the biggest cuck of all time? It's fucking Daryl Dribble on goddamn the propane show. Fuck.
oh, King of the Hill.
King of Hell.
Yeah, from King of the Hill. That's the
Oh,
ultimate
that's right.
cuck.
Isn't that
Goddamn, the fucking John Red, whatever his name is.
the Indian guy?
Cucked him the entire fucking
He did.
show.
I forgot
I
about
was
that.
like, damn.
Yeah, didn't
Forgot
he
all about
like
that.
impregnate dude's wife and then?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't even, he doesn't look like him. It's like he's white as fuck, and his kid is fucking Native American.
Super bad.
It's so. I remember that episode where like some chick came over and she had a daughter who happened to look just like his son. So he was like, "Oh, the aliens took her too," and blah blah. blah.
Damn.
But what's crazy at the end of the Rick and Morty, after the credits, there's like a scene with an answer machine. Did you remember that part?
Yeah.
That shit was funny. It's like where Rick is calling in and saying, "Hey, you know that one chick, her boyfriend who was coming after you to kill you. Don't worry, I took care of him." And then it's all beep. He's like, "Hey, this is Rick again. Just calling to let you know I fucked your ex-girlfriend. I'm pretty sure you'd have a problem with that. So yeah. Anyway, bye."
God damn.
Damn.
I love the fucking after credit shit. Like you have to
It's
stay
always
and watch
classic.
It. Yeah,
It's always classic.
It's always funny because I always tell people, did you stay after the credits? They're like, no, I didn't know.
Yeah,
this
you
stuff
miss a
happened."
lot of
It's like
shit.
doing that bullshit in the MCU
It hurts me
movie.
that I'm caught up to it now because I thoroughly enjoyed that marathon of Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
I made a whole Ninja Widow. That was good times.
I sure was. That shit was fucking my mind up. I was like, dude, I'm fucked up after this.
All right, Carlos.
Yeah, all right. So our next section of the podcast here will be sponsored by GameFly. GameFly is basically it's better than Netflix, y'all. So what they do is they're a subscription service where you give to them a list. Say you want to play like 5 games. You write down a list of 5 games, send it to them, and they will send to you the first game on your list. When you send it back to them, they'll send you the next one on your list automatically. It's a pretty dope service. It's a great way to game if you're on a budget or if you're just lazy. or if you just like playing a bunch of games and just saving some money. You don't even got to be cheap or broke or whatever.
Like the Horde.
Matter.
But which games can I get, Kronos?
They have over 8,000 new and used games for pretty much
8,000?
Yeah, for
Over 7,000?
yeah, over 9. They should say over 9,000.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah, they're messing this up, man.
Originally it was 8,000 in a regular manga.
Yeah, for pretty much any console that's out right now. You can get Switch, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, 360, all that crap. So, and they also have movies. So I see on here they have Spider-Man: Homecoming that's coming out in October, which is an awful movie that I didn't watch. So
You're the only one.
But yeah, there's some upcoming games that y'all might want to play, and some games that are already out. Destiny 2. I would actually recommend Destiny 2 if you never played the first Destiny.
All right,
Yeah.
that's
All
fair.
right, so if you never
That's
played the
fair.
first Destiny, definitely pick up Destiny 2. If you pick up the first Destiny, don't even freaking bother.
God
man.
damn
It's just DLC. All right,
Uncharted be another good
Uncharted
one to
Lost
do it,
Legacy is
yeah.
a big one. NBA 2K18, which has some controversy, which I'll talk about coming up. Also, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Madden 18. They have a bunch of games.
Everything.
Yeah,
All the
basically
games.
everything.
All the games.
It's a great service. It also, if you don't have a console, they still got you covered. If you have a smart TV, like a LG Smart TV or the Samsung Smart TV or Amazon Fire TV, there's a couple other ones too. You can stream your games. You can stream AAA titles.
What?
Yeah, through there. So it's pretty dope. It's the future, y'all. It's the future.
Love it.
Yeah.
So-
And we're hooking them up how?
If you go to gameflyoffer.com/BThenBTI, you will get the first month of subscription on us. That's right.
Month?
A whole month.
God damn.
You get to play a free game for a month.
Does it have
on
to be the
us.
first of the month, or I could do it in the middle?
Pretty sure you can do it in the middle.
All right.
Yeah.
Like Bone Thugs.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, that is gameflyoffer.com/BThenBTI for your first month of subscription on us. Also, if y'all didn't know, the Nintendo Switch is getting some AAA titles on their console. So
Yeah.
Doom and the new Wolfenstein 2
Nice. Are they
is
on
coming
there?
out.
No.
Yes, they
This-
are.
Okay.
They're on GameFly.
This is
awesome.
a good time to kind of get this because we're entering the fall and a lot of games are about to come
Yes.
out. If you is
yeah.
broke and you need to get
Yeah.
Christmas gifts, this is a great opportunity for you to get games, keep gaming, and still be able to get
If
gifts.
you don't
for
know if you want to
everybody.
drop $60 on a game, but you know you're kind of interested in something, this is absolutely perfect for you. It saves your money in your pocket, and you get to play it however long you want. You get the option of buying it if you do feel like it's a game that you're just going to keep playing for the entire year or however long.
And it's great for parents too. Like if you have some nerdy ass kids that play a bunch of video games, and you don't really care what they're playing, you should definitely care. All right, like definitely look at the rating. But if after you've cleared the game that they can play, it's way better just paying this monthly service and then just having your kids get new games when they're done playing it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Than just keep paying $60 every month. It save you some money on something you probably don't care about if you're not a gamer.
It's a great way to reward your kids if they're performing well in school.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, moving on with the show. Let's talk about some games.
What was this 2K controversy?
Yeah, so apparently this controversy kind of goes a little deep. All right, so NBA 2K18.
Is this about actually dick pics?
No, it is not about actually dick pics. So what had happened was NBA 2K18 came out. It's got pretty decent reviews so far, but there was a site called, I think it was Six Axis maybe. I think
Yeah,
it was
Sounds
called.
familiar. Okay.
And they're a smaller channel, smaller site.
Heard of them.
And they gave the game a 3. And
Unheard of.
yeah, so
Why?
EA contacted them and requested that they look over their review and just basically to get a different score.
Okay.
So the reason why the guy gave it a 3, he said it wasn't based on the content. It wasn't based on the gameplay of the game, like the core gameplay mechanics or anything like that.
What was it based on?
It was based on their use of microtransactions in the game. And he said basically in the game, the way it was when it was presented to him is that you had a microtransaction basically everything. If you want to change your haircut in the game, it was a microtransaction. If you want to get a different jersey, microtransaction. You want to change your fucking shoes, microtransaction.
Okay.
Then you-
This is
your-
for
your-
that story mode or whatever that they're talking
Well,
about.
no,
I
just
guess?
even for just like if you have say if you had like
LeBron.
Kobe Bryant, you want to change his hair, microtransaction, change his hair.
So you have to use real world money to make digital transactions
Or
inside the game.
yes, or grind. And they said, and the grind was like super, like it was way too long to grind on it for like basically little payoff.
So the problem, and I just got this game, so I'm gonna see what's what very, very soon. Probably next week. Give a little bit of an update.
And I think they already changed some of it.
Even no matter what, there's a precedent for this. I mean, Overwatch, everybody fucking loved. Blizzard's big game from last year, still going strong. Millions of people playing. Has all kinds of microtransactions. And if you don't get in on those, you literally they're for cosmetic stuff, just like he mentioned for shoes and jerseys and haircuts and whatnot. But if you don't want them, you don't need them. They don't affect how the game is played. It just affects how your character looks. And in Overwatch, you can grind or you can pay.
Yeah, I play MLB The Show, and they have a similar aspect to it in terms of like if you play and do this many events or hit this many home runs in a time period, you'll get bonus cards and etc. And you get special gear like bats or batting gloves, shoes, etc. So that's nothing new. I have not played the NBA 2K series. I mean, ever. So I don't know if this.
Who per se want to do? I'm not going to. There's no way I'm going to just grind just for something that's cosmetic. To me, I look at it like in fighting games, literally having Ken or Ryu have a different color. Like
instead of praying like the top or light mini punch or medium high to get different colors, instead of making you pay. Like MMOs, I get it. Because MMOs kind of, especially if they're free to play, that's how they make money. It's microtransactions.
Yeah, but if you play a $60 game, you shouldn't.
For cosmetic issues, that's
this is where
totally different. Because I mean, Destiny 2 does the same thing. Everyone was bitching and moaning about microtransactions. If you look, it's all fucking cosmetic.
Well, I think we'll be able to explain it better in detail once Prodigy plays it a little bit, because I know familiarizing myself yet again with the MLB aspect of it, where their main thing that they promote is Road to the Show, and essentially MLB has
story mode.
NBA has a story mode where at the beginning you create your own character. You can make him look like you, whoever, etc. You can do his hair however you want, and then essentially you progress from either going from just some random dude in Puerto Rico, and you progress story wise trying to get to the big leagues. And I assume that's what it is in its own separate journey with basketball. Now, however, where the microtransactions come in for the baseball game is like when you are this. They have this sort of legacy kind of thing where you can build your own squad. It's like a fantasy baseball aspect where you can be like, oh yeah, I can. If you can play the game, and after a while they'll give you like a couple random like a pack. It's almost like if you for those nerds back in the day that used to collect baseball cards. You'd rip it up with a baseball card pack. You didn't know what the hell you had in it. Yeah. You might get a Frank Thomas, King Griffey Jr., or you might get some dog shit fucking player that you've never heard of.
And duplicates.
Duplicates. Now, you can earn those through your play, or you can spend whatever amount of money and earn those packs without grinding. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, this is a gold pack. It's guaranteed to get you one diamond rated player or one gold rated player. Now, I don't know how the NBA 2K aspect is doing that. If it's something over a haircut, that's kind of dumb. But then again, I wouldn't be trying to change the haircut on fucking Kobe Bryant.
I'm not totally sure
I don't know
that grinding belongs in a sports game.
Well,
like at all.
Well, I'm gonna
unless you're trying to like raise physical attributes of the character.
There's some of that, but there's I know a lot of people who do the Madden. I haven't done it in years, but for Madden, franchise mode is something that certain friends of mine only grind in that. So they literally play like season after season after season to slightly tweak their GM score.
Yeah, franchise stuff
like an RPG.
What I think is a little bit different is when you're doing this whole. I know that on Madden they have a mode where it's like you can get all-time players on your squad.
Yeah.
So you can be like, oh yeah, I want Dion as my cornerback, or I'll pay some money to get Joe Montana or whatever.
So
because a lot of times people go hard online, and I mean we've seen they do contests and stuff like that where you can essentially. And I know the Madden contest is passed last year. It wasn't just like you taking the 49ers from now versus the Rams of now. It was whatever squad that you earned through your grind is what you got to compete with in the Madden fucking tournament to get your money. So if you wanted to pay $100, $200 to make sure that you got Jerry Rice or Dion or Michael Irvin or Emmitt Smith, you are allowed to bring that squad because you earned it or you paid for it.
Yep.
It doesn't matter because essentially when you got sticks in your hand, you got to be able to show that you can work the sticks and get a fucking thing. Now, I don't know if like I said before, I don't know how it works with the NBA game, and I'm not. All I play is franchise mode. I don't get into that, so that's where it becomes foggy.
2 quick points. Number one, GTA 5, which was by all accounts one of the most successful games of all time. Everybody's going to give it 9s and 10s, you know, across the fucking board. The online stuff has a billion fucking microtransactions. And the other example I gave was Overwatch. Great games that we all fucking love. I will.
Microtransactions? Where?
GTA 5 Online.
Oh,
Where are they get? Where? I'm so confused.
Jesus. So I'm reading this more extensively, and so it goes into your attributes as well.
Yeah.
So just to upgrade your attributes, it's microtransactions.
Okay.
And you start off with some. Like you start with 6,000, but I'm looking at like this is like the base level guy.
But you can either grind or pay.
Yeah, and that's.
But people do. I'm just trying to tell you, for 2K and for Madden, people do grind and get better. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
It's that's paid. This is gonna be like a pay to win though thing, because basically you get just paid.
If you take that player and you paid more and
That's
put him
fucking-
online, I agree that
that is
that could be
fucking
cheating,
bullshit.
especially when you're talking about competitive play.
yeah,
I'm all
that's
there with
total
you.
Bullshit.
But I do not agree. Back to the original premise, the whole reason why you brought this up with the controversy. A 3 out of 10 has never been, in the last few years, 2K's score.
Bro,
Almost
three's
across
There's
the
got to be
board.
something's wrong with gameplay for
A
me.
haircut costs 1,500 virtual currency.
Okay. I hear you.
I- I
It's still
can-
it's still cosmetic for me.
A single tattoo, 1,000 virtual currency.
And I don't know how to quantify that.
Yeah.
Pay for dunks. Like you start off with 6,000. Okay.
Yeah, but how much do you earn from playing a few games?
It costs for the packs or whatever. I don't know how much it costs for a few games, but I understand. I'm looking at a picture right now. How much it costs for 5,000 virtual currency is $2,
Okay.
and so that shit adds up pretty fucking quick if you start like customizing your character.
That's
Yeah.
basically a haircut and like 3 tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
pretty fucked.
Well-
That's not including attributes.
I
know?
I don't like I don't know how to quantify that. I don't know how much you get for winning. If you get a double, triple, I don't know how much they reward you with. I don't know how to accumulate those points in terms of your play.
But look back at previous
Oh wow.
2K.
Okay. So you
Has
have
there
to-
ever been a 3?
So somebody's comparing this. Like, one fan estimated that in order to get an overall rating of 86 and not spend any money, you have to play over 200 games.
Okay.
where do you start at?
Level 1.
Well, no, your rating's not going to be a 1.
Oh, well, I think it's like, hold on. It was, I think I had it up here. This one was like level 62.
Okay.
I think is where he started. But yeah, so to go up, less than, right around 25 levels.
And then once again, like
200 games. That's a lot.
I don't know how it works in terms of the basketball game, because when you're playing Road for the Show, normally a baseball is a 9-inning long game.
Yep.
But when you're playing as a single character, they only fast forward it to the moments where the ball is actually hit to you.
That makes
so
sense.
So let's say you're an outfielder or whatever, you only essentially are playing
waiting.
your at bats, or when there is a time the ball is definitely going to come to you on the defensive end. So it's like, all right, I'm in a 6th inning. Either there's going to be a fly ball, line drive, or something, and I have to do something. So it's not like I'm standing in the outfield waiting pitch by pitch by pitch by pitch. But I don't know how this game works.
I'm going to tell you this, and that estimate may be fair or it may be wildly overestimated. I'm going to tell you directly by next week how far I'm able to grind. Because,
Alright.
like I said, I just got the game. I'll play it over this weekend. I'll probably even fucking Twitch it out. I've never seen a 2K game.
3?
I've never seen a 2K game in all this decade get a 3.
Like
Most of the time, it's
3
one of the most highly rated sports games year after year after year.
And I think it's a little bullshit. I mean, if you are upset about one aspect of the game, and I don't know what his full review says, that's not enough to damn it to a 3.
Well, I think I understand where he's coming from, but I understand where you're coming from too, man. I mean, honestly, I do. But it's like, listen, if I pay $60 for a game, and for every other game, customizing your own character is very basic, and it's not something that costs money. All right, and this one, it's $60 game, and it costs you real world money, unless you grind to get a character to look like what you want to look like. Like when I play certain games, there's a certain look that I'm going for,
Yep.
and I do not expect to pay for my character to look like that. Like if I'm playing like any kind of RPG, if they tell me that I need to grind to make them look like the way I want to look, you can go fuck yourself.
With sports games, it's a little bit
I hear you on
odd
that.
because my whole thing with playing a sports game is a lot of times when I'm playing it, I'm just picking the generic Golden State Warriors or the Lakers, and I'm gonna invite one of my boys over, and we're just gonna drink beers. We're gonna play with those rosters
Yeah.
and everything. And
No
I think
changes.
that's a
Yeah,
separate
yeah.
niche
It is.
for certain gaming groups. And I think I don't want to say it's fully biased because what he's explaining in his review seems like a legitimate issue. I just think that to ignore the other aspects of the game Like, is online mode shitty? Is the exhibition shitty? But from what he's saying that this story mode has major flaws in it. I understand that is if you're gonna give that a 0, okay, I understand you hated that. Is the other part of the game good? Like
That's okay. So
let
me give you a scenario. What I want you to do is I want you to go home and ask Lilo if you're playing. Like, explain this whole scenario to her and be like, look, if you picked up a new game and you want to customize the character and be like, no, you can't do this. You need X amount of points. You don't have those points. And you got to pay for this or grind for 200 fucking games. Would you play the game anymore?
I
agree. Just to add context,
my only
Lilo is a customizable, super fan.
Yeah.
Most women are.
Yeah. If I'm playing, I agree. If I'm playing a game like Skyrim or even Borderlands, then yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? But when I do play sports games, like when I'm playing MLB The Show, when I used to play NCAA,
we want to play with the stars. Like you don't necessarily care about
I just play as a team.
Yeah,
if it's like, oh, come over, I'm gonna play as Oregon, you're gonna play as USC, and we're gonna play. And I don't even fuck with that story mode.
Yep.
And I think maybe if he had to give it 2 reviews, be like, hey, this story mode is shit according to him, but the rest of the game is okay. But to overall encompass it to say this overall game is a 3, I think he put a lot of weight in the story mode, which I think might be a little bit unfair in general.
He did it sort of in protest. I mean, he even mentioned in the original. I think that's what the EA had a problem with. Is that he said he's giving this a 3 in protest of microtransactions.
Wow.
And so he went back and he changed.
Okay.
Did you play the first? Did you? Not the first one, but did you play NBA 2K17?
I didn't play 17. The last one I played was like 15 or 16.
Well, because I'm right now I'm on Steam, and Steam, like, the review of people who are reviewing it, it's 5 out of 10 right now, and like there's so many thumbs down. People are really complaining about the transaction.
They're complaining about
for 2K18.
For 18, but somebody had said that in 2K17 the transactions were only 100 to 250 for for getting a tattoo. It was only 100.
So they went up.
Yeah. So they cranked it up. Okay.
But there's also saying, like, to get points, like, you have to, like you said, that you have to grind for it, but it's like you're barely getting anything.
Tell you what, like I said, I'm going to try this out. That may be absolutely accurate. I haven't played this game in a couple years. If it's true, I'll bash it as well. I may not grade it so harshly because I don't think the overall Metacritic is anywhere close to a 3 out of 10 for all the critics combined when you look at the average. I think this is an outlier, though.
This is like Steam. You're
talking about users.
The users review.
Yeah, users versus
and
critics.
Essentially, that seems like something where it's like if they're getting enough heat on it, especially by the users, they'll nerf that shit.
And
they could.
At least in theory, they should.
This is
and they
over
already
3,000 people who have rated it so far.
Well, I think it's a tipping point, right? So I already told you guys my thoughts on DLC, right? And I'm sorry, pre-order. When you pre-order stuff and they have to pay for like the DLC shit, like
Season Pass.
Yeah, I don't do that shit anymore because it's fucking bullshit. And I think the tipping point with that one, for me, it was Arkham Asylum. I think it was Arkham Asylum or Arkham Knight. Yeah, that was the tipping point for me. But then there's another game that came out. It was Deus Ex, where they had to roll back that shit because basically what they did was the more people that pre-ordered it, they would unlock a certain amount of DLCs.
Oh,
and then,
that's some bullshit.
like, no, that's basically financing the game. Like, if you want to go do a Kickstarter, do a fucking Kickstarter.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Not this.
Not gonna hustle for you guys.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
This guy, this review I'm looking at, he said he's already spent 40,000 virtual credits, and he's only at level 74.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah,
I just don't know if that's one aspect of the game which we've gone over. So
we'll get your insight.
I'm trying to think of like what would, because even I know you didn't like No Man's Sky, Mass Effect.
I gotta go back and play it.
But did you didn't give it a 3, did you?
I gave No Man's Sky a pretty low score.
Okay,
pretty low.
Because at 3, like gameplay's got to be broken as fuck.
It was broken.
Okay,
yeah. It was a broken game.
Okay.
I mean, so I can understand. I mean, I understand both sides. I understand what you're saying, but for some people, if you're trying to play that fucking story mode, and it's like, hey, you can't get a tattoo because you don't got enough money, it's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
If it's gross, it's gross. I'm all there for it. I'm not a big cosmetic change my character kind of guy unless it's in Saints Row and it's fun.
I was about to say because you had a She-Hulk with pasties.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, it looks like you have to, like, somebody was saying, like, if you want to play with your friends, I guess you start off at level 60, but when you want to go online and play with your friends and say they've been paying for a character upgrade,
that's
you're
not going to be fair. That's not going to be fair at all.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's pay to win.
I hear you. You shouldn't be able to enter at a tournament if you've paid $200. I get you.
That's literally the first comment on here. Somebody says you have to pay to win.
Okay.
That's all bad.
That's right. All right, where do you want to go?
Let's move
Should we
on.
stay on games?
What do you want? What do you want to
Yeah,
talk
what
about?
games? We
Go
got?
ahead.
Isn't there another game on the list?
There's something about games. I
Oh
don't
no,
think-
so PlayStation Plus finally has like a
finally.
decent fucking title available right now. So this month or next month, you're gonna be able to play Metal Gear Solid, Phantom Pain or Phantom Limb,
Yes, Phantom
Number
Pain.
5.
which is like one of the greatest games on the PlayStation console or the PS4.
It's definitely one of the greatest games of this generation, if not of all time,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Was that
Actually,
Game of the
PlayStation-
Year? Was that our?
I think it
eggplant?
was
last year. Yeah,
That
but
was
it,
our
it
first
didn't,
year, right?
It didn't win though.
It got nominated.
Yeah,
won?
sure
Sure.
did.
It was up there.
Go back.
Actually, I can look it
It
up.
was a finalist.
Yeah,
Was
look it
it?
up.
It might have been Overwatch. That
was
won.
last year.
No, I don't think so.
Was it?
That was
Oh, I
16.
can look it up right now.
All right.
So, PlayStation
So-
Plus has actually had a couple of decent months because I downloaded Just Cause 3.
Oh yeah. How'd you like it?
I'm playing it. It's cool. It's like blow up shit. You know, it's kind of fun. And then before that, they had Darksiders on there. Darksiders 1 and 2. So those are
They also
AAA
had
games.
they also had Freedom Cry from Assassin's Creed,
Yeah, I have
which
that
was
as well,
really
just
good.
waiting
Yeah,
for it. Yeah.
they've been on
be-
point the last
somewhere-
couple months.
Somewhere in between the Until Dawn came out too.
Yeah,
Yes.
On there, and I did download. I haven't played a single hour of it.
I
But
mean, they've been on a nice little run.
Yeah.
It just
So,
unfortunately means they're going to give us dog
Golden
shit for a while.
Eggplant winner last year was Overwatch.
yeah, we know that. But I thought you were going 1 year before that.
Oh no, I don't have that.
God damn it, motherfucker.
Here, I can pull that up actually too.
Selling wolf tickets on your bullshit.
Shut up.
What else
But-
come out next month for PS4?
So wait, the Phantom Pain is also on the Xbox One as well.
yeah. But it's just free right now.
So wait, was there DLC for this game, like more weapons and shit?
Yes, and it was all free. It was fucking great.
So
They added in a bunch of new content.
do you guys still even have this game?
Yeah.
Because
I
I
still have it.
made, I've never even finished or even played a Metal
there was
Gear.
Actually, never
there was
finished
the,
these
whoa,
Christ.
the multiplayer thing. Well, no, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, they added a bunch of shit to multiplayer. Like you can play as Ocelot.
That was
right
when
now.
you used to take over those like oil
the
tankers.
derricks, yeah.
Okay.
And there's
I
other shit
remember
too.
that.
They had an actual online part to it too, like a more online, like
Okay.
against players, which was fun. We played a couple rounds.
So I'll probably get this game because I've never played a Metal Gear game.
it's a great.
Oh, it was
fun-
my first
But
one.
I heard it's fucking
Yeah.
long as fuck.
Took me a while to get used. I was diving into horses' legs and shit. it was
The
embarrassing.
the controls were real different at first, and then you
Yeah.
get used to it, and you become a god.
Yeah.
Especially after coming off of playing Destiny, because I think I was used to the Destiny controller, and so once I
Yeah.
got into that, it was like I was fucking
got to
diving into
me-
horses and throwing fucking sticks at people.
The AI in the game was really
Oh,
really
okay.
good,
Yeah.
which was really challenging for me. And I didn't even have it cranked up all the way to like the full max, but like the enemies were really smart, and they just weren't walking around in same like square patterns
Nope.
doing patrol. They were pretty legit. It was
Well, I love the environments too. I mean,
Yes.
obviously Africa and Afghanistan were very dynamic.
yeah, the
With
weather,
sandstorms
day,
and weather and all that
night,
bullshit.
yeah,
yeah.
sandstorm.
So Metal Gear Solid 5 did
DD,
win
quiet.
It did
Okay.
win?
in 2015.
Yeah.
15,
Golden
okay.
Eggplant.
Tell me, have you seen her?
deserved.
All that good shit.
Quiet.
Oh yeah, quiet was the shit.
Well, what's,
my
what's
God, I
also
love
so
her.
great about the game is that it was like pretty much free roaming, so you can go anywhere. Because like there was a part where
Yeah.
I was like level 6 and I actually stumbled across Quiet. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
Platinum? No.
yeah. It was
Quiet
damn
will
near
fuck you
perfect.
up.
Damn near
Yeah.
perfect. When you gave her commands and you'd hear that little whistle, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And then the sad part happens.
Yeah, well, we won't spoil it for those who are getting it for the first time now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people
And
are just
Getting
going to be playing it.
I'm gonna
And
get
it,
it.
I
'cause
would
it's
say
free.
I would say it's definitely a good strategy game too, because you can't just go in there and just fucking gun blazing because
Yeah.
you'll
I
fucking
mean,
die.
You
Not at
can.
first.
I mean, you can. I
Yeah.
get
You
it.
prodigy, you will.
Yeah, once
Yeah,
you get
I
good
died a
enough,
lot.
once you get like that level 4 armor or whatever, and some fucking grenade launchers or a good sniper rifle, you can fuck some shit up.
Yeah,
'Cause
fuck
you
an
really-
alarm. I don't
yeah.
give a shit.
Because
You
you
know?
get really rewarded for like going in, like no pun intended, but going in quiet.
Yes,
And
exactly.
everything, and then like something would happen, I would just be like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
of course,
no.
you get a little bit frustrated. And you want to run through and be like, "No,
I just
calm
lost $1 million.
down. I got to just go piece, like
Oh
piece
no!
by piece by
I
piece."
hit a certain
again.
frustration level. Everybody's got to fucking die.
Yeah,
Everybody's
bring in the
dying.
nukes.
What's
Yeah.
fu-
Are your kids here? Because they're dying too.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about Didi. Didi was fucking dope. Like
Oh,
you basically
yeah.
start
Didi
off
was
as a
dope.
puppy and you get to become bigger, but then Didi eventually starts fucking killing fools. Like
Yeah,
when
he
you
got-
give him a knife and shit like that, you can fucking like slice people's throats
He
and
got
shit.
upgraded. He was fucking badass.
Yeah.
This is like one of the games where I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm trying not to spoil, but in the beginning, parts of the game lies to you,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
and in the end, you're just like, oh, holy shit, totally makes sense now. Like, and then people that shit on Quiet were obviously folks that didn't play the fucking game.
Oh, I hated that.
I hated that shit. All that hate about Quiet.
Well, you know what it was? It was people trying to be all holier than thou and look at this sexist video game when they literally explain it in the story exactly why she's wearing what she's wearing.
Well, and you can go to any goddamn beach on the fucking planet and see
Exactly.
somebody dressed up like that just without a gun. So you know, whatever.
Plus, and we said it all like first season. Anybody who's new listening or whatever who didn't hear this, Quiet is the best NPC in gaming history in my mind, at least of all the games I've played.
And she barely talks. Like,
Yeah.
basically, she doesn't talk for like 99% of
Yep.
the entire fucking game. 99%.
Non-playable character, just left a lasting impact on me as a gamer.
Yeah.
You know, so I got a brand new. Let me do one quick recommendation.
Oh, boy.
I got a brand new, not triple exclamation mark, but half a single exclamation mark gay anime.
What the fuck?
Have you seen Neo Yokio?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, God.
This shit.
Isn't that what Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith is in this shit, and I wanted to hate on it.
I did too. First episode, I was like, I can't get around his voice, but it fucking grows on you.
He has pink. Let me just say this: he has pink hair in it, like pink dreadlocks. Never explained anywhere in this 6 episodes why he has pink dreadlocks.
I mean, it's an anime thing. They don't explain why Naruto's hair is blonde.
True, but he's obviously black. Everybody in his family is not, that we see in this show,
Yeah.
right? You got, who are the stars on here? Jude Law, Susan Sarandon,
What the
Richard
fuck?
Ayoade from IT Crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Fry is on here.
That's not, what's his name? Goddamn, what's the guy's name? He plays, Mr. Terrific.
Echo Kellum.
Echo Kellum. Yeah,
they get them confused, but they look nothing alike.
They really don't.
Yeah.
This show takes place in a fictional New York. That's what Neo Yokio is.
Yeah.
And there's steampunk in like a quarter of the city. Everything from 14th Street is under fucking water. And they go into these tubes and
These
shit.
bubbles and shit.
It has magic in it, like supernatural exorcisms and all that. And he's fucking bougie. But it feels like Boondocks in a weird way. I mean, Bloom, get in here. What do you think about this show?
So it's at first I didn't like it, but I kept watching more episodes and it just got funnier and funnier and funnier. So like he plays like this bougie guy, and he's the most eligible bachelor, or most what do you call it?
Eligible bachelor.
Yeah, and so it's fun because his ranks goes up and down, and like he like when he goes down a little bit, he fucking starts like crying about it, and
But it's visible to the entire city because that's at Times Square, the ranking of the most eligible bachelors.
Everybody sees this, and it's so crazy because like
Black Mirror.
no, it's not like Black.
In terms
Oh, yeah.
of like that one episode. You
Yeah.
can see the ranking.
Yeah, but it's not like everybody else is participating. It's just
Okay.
because he's fucking rich, and that's why.
Okay.
And it's basically like a giant tabloid that's available for everybody to see. But it's so fucking funny because he's an exorcist or some kind of.
The artwork does not look great.
Looks like Cam Newton.
It grows on you. It
It's
really
like-
does.
It's kind of old school animation style.
You know,
I
grows
guess
on you
like-
too.
Sailor Moon.
Funguses, STDs, other various diseases.
Neo Yokio.
It's
Oh,
very
shit.
kind of like Sailor Moon, like how old Ninja said. Because right there, they're making fun of. They even mentioned like, oh look, we look like old tuxedo masks and shit like that.
Exactly.
So, but with your intro today when you mentioned the whole
Toblerone.
giant Toblerone, that shit.
Does
had me
everybody know what
fucking
Toblerone
dying.
is?
Yeah, it's a candy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dark,
Yeah,
the
chocolate.
chocolate or whatever. So he brings giant Toblerones to his waifus, like to cheer them up and
It's like
shit.
a Tootsie Roll.
Like
Yeah,
a
man.
giant, like a
Americanized
bougie
this
one.
shit.
Like a-
Bougie one.
It's like a triangle.
Yeah, like a giant triangle chocolate called a Toblerone. This is like super important to him.
Toblerone.
Toblerone. Like pull that
Do they
bullshit
sell these
up.
things in
You know what
America?
the fuck this is?
Yeah, they sell them all. That shit.
Oh,
Toblerone.
those things.
Motherfucking roll.
For y'all don't know in the fucking chat room. Toblerone.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Toblerone? Give me a motherfucking Kit
Yeah,
Kat.
I was like, okay,
America.
I see me.
But he's rich.
These
So.
are like wannabe.
Give me them
Ghirardellis.
freedom fries, bro. Yeah. Give me them freedom fries.
But it isn't like a little small piece of candy. It's like fucking
They're
like
big.
3 feet long.
Yep. The other thing is, fashion is super important to this motherfucker. Like, wearing a midnight blue
that shit had
tuxedo
me
to
fucking
a black
rolling.
and white ball is like devastating for him, which doesn't sound fucking good. I know this, but it's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny as fuck.
God, you pushing this hard.
Dude,
Dude,
this is a good fucking anime.
It is.
God.
So,
I mean, you can't take it like serious. It's not like a traditional anime just because of it's kind of like how when they use like what anime was that? Or no, like in Battle Royale where they had like hip hop people doing the voices
Exactly.
of the characters. It's similar to that where you know who it is doing the voices and you can't really take it serious because like the voice work is kind of like not all over the place, but it's like it's kind of hard to. They like
Modernized.
Yeah, that worked.
I'll give it 2 episodes and I'll see.
Watch 2. They're only 30 minutes long. They also get into Hikokomori. Man, I fucked that up. Hikikimori, which is like isolating yourself in a fucking room or whatever. That was huge shit, I guess, in Japanese culture. I wasn't familiar with this phrase until the show.
When you do a bad job at work? Is that what you're talking about?
No, this is like literally just isolating yourself. I had to look it up. So pulling inward, being confined, acute social withdrawal.
Oh, okay, I'm
withdrawal.
It's like solitary confinement.
I'm thinking of the window seat. You guys know about this?
Window seat?
Yeah. So in Japanese culture, if you do a bad job at work, and you're like a decently high up individual.
Yeah.
What they do to punish you is they give you an office with a view.
Okay.
And you sit in there and you do fucking nothing.
Damn.
Yeah, that's their
Till
punishment.
you jump out?
Yeah, and it's called like the window seat or the window view. I forget people know what the fuck I'm talking about. I forget the actual name of it though. Yeah, that's literally what they do. That's like disgrace.
Yeah.
Like when you're a fuck up, they give you the window view.
Well, this chicken here, he called her that and kept calling her that, and they kept making more references to it. They also make American references, like to, I guess, the New York version of a Philly cheese is a chopped cheese. Something like that. They have this girl with a southern accent, and she's from North Kakalaki, and they say it as North fucking Kakalaki, which is off the fucking hook. It's just a weird anime ride.
It's a fun anime.
Check it the fuck out. Did you see the gender swap?
I haven't seen that one yet. The last one I saw was with the Totoro one.
Okay.
But fuck. One thing that's cool is that he has a mech as his butler.
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy because like there's a scene where the guy's grandmother or auntie or some shit like that picks him up to go to like an exorcist or some shit like that, and the robot's like, oh, I can fly him there. And it's like, oh no, like we're driving in a Bentley, like you got to get there in style or whatever. And so like later on when he leaves, his friend's like, oh, robot, we'll help you out, we'll pimp you out with some rims and some shit like that. It was so fucking funny when he said that shit.
It's a combination true Japanese like comedy anime and Boondocks.
It almost
in a bougie way. That's the closest way I can describe it.
It almost feels like they did like a bad translation of the Japanese part.
Yep.
And then like dubbed it in English.
It's on Crunchyroll?
No, it's on Netflix.
Netflix. Okay. Cool.
Okay, there is a word for it. It's called, I'm gonna fuck this up real bad.
Uh-oh.
Alright, it's called Mado Giwazoku.
Okay.
Literally, it's the tribe that sits by the windows. Is what it means. It's when somebody fucks up so bad that their services are no longer needed, but the company could not or did not fire them. So instead they gave them a pleasant window office.
Fuck,
it must be hard to fire.
So
folks
they sit there.
In Office Space, they put the dude in the basement with the stapler.
You gotta remember though, in Japan, unlike in America, there's like pride to work.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so when you give somebody a bullshit job just sitting by a window, they're like, it's like super disgraceful. You know what I mean? They're probably gonna fucking commit suicide, jump out that fucking window.
Makes sense. Check it out. I hammered through 6 episodes and loved my fucking time. Again, funny. Just look at it as a comedy. Not triple exclamation mark like Yuri on Ice.
Oh boy.
Half an exclamation mark because of the bouginess.
I will throw it in. I know Food Wars comes out.
Yeah,
in like
season 3?
2 weeks or something, or a
something
week.
like that.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Voltron season 3 will be out in a few weeks.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
All right.
wait.
Again, what's name came out last week? Fuller House.
Oh yeah, it's a short season.
Yeah.
So like 9 episodes.
It's already out.
Yeah, and it's
out
9 episodes. I already watched it all. 9 episodes.
Still got the dumb laugh track.
Yes.
Yeah.
The kid I want to punch in the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's still there.
Oh
But the
God.
one thing that
Is he getting older and less annoying at least?
no.
Yeah. No.
God damn it.
One thing I say is that this season is a little bit lower on the totem pole because you don't get to see much of Stephanie's titties.
Yeah, they don't put them on display that much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's respectful now because people are
been
booking
tweeting
her
about
for
it
other
and
shit.
Respect women.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect them titties. I'm just saying.
Oh boy.
Me?
Let's move on to some controversial shit again.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about Donald Trump versus the NFL versus NASCAR versus
everybody
fucking
else.
America. Goddamn it!
This might go deep.
God damn, you got a fucking booklet.
Yeah,
man.
he wrote a
What
folder.
the
I had
fuck?
some notes.
Sorry.
You get mad at me.
Booklet.
You had some notes too.
This
Holy
dude
shit.
pulled out a binder.
Is that your research only folder?
Nah.
Oh, damn.
It's a different one.
It looks like it. Well, I'm old school. My folders are folders.
Set it up.
Let me set up a little bit for you right now. So this controversy mostly revolves around Colin Kaepernick and him first sitting and then kneeling during the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of a game.
Anthem.
The national anthem? It's not Pledge of
Yeah,
Allegiance. Sorry,
yeah,
national
yeah.
anthem. Jesus Christ. Madrid.
Old
Brown liquor.
No fashions, yeah.
Brown.
We've had like 3 tonight.
God damn.
So, anyway, Colin Kaepernick, when he first started doing it, I agreed that because first he would just sit to the national anthem. I was like, that's probably not the best way to do it, but you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
I don't give a shit. Listen, I'm an actual patriot speaking on this podcast. I don't give a fuck if you decide to sit during the national anthem. I really don't. I happen to stand at attention. I don't put my hand over my heart. I stand at attention. But it doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean you have to fucking put your hand over your heart. It doesn't mean you have to fucking do jumping jacks. It doesn't mean shit. You can do whatever the fuck you want because we're a free country. All right? And so Colin Kaepernick first decided that he would sit, and he didn't even speak about it at first.
Nope.
People just started noticing that he was not standing during the national anthem. The media made it a big deal. And then eventually somebody in the military had mentioned, hey, if you would like to protest, because he was protesting basically police brutality.
Yeah, it was Nate Holder or something.
It was
I
a
forget
Green
the-
Beret.
It's a Green Beret, yeah.
Yeah. And he said, look, if you want to protest during the national anthem, can you please kneel?
Yeah.
Because that will show that you're protesting, yet it doesn't seem disrespectful. Like,
Yeah.
like you're ignoring.
A lot of times soldiers,
America.
they'll kneel for, fallen ones and everything.
And so that's what he did. He decided, that's good. I'll kneel. Which I was like, what? Kudos on you. Because first of all, you didn't have to do what that guy suggested.
Compromise.
Yeah, nice compromise. Started kneeling. I'm like, all right, awesome.
And I felt that kneeling was kind of like respectful. Like
It is.
Like I can remember like maybe playing football as a kid that we would kneel
Yeah, when
at
someone
certain
gets
things.
hurt,
Or maybe like
you
if there's like
take a knee.
when you're praying or something like that, you take a knee.
Yeah.
Those are
Yes.
2 very different things.
You also,
Religion and stuff like
also
that.
when you kiss that ring, you.
When you kiss Zuckerberg's ring,
no shit.
asking for your account back.
But yeah, so we're fast forwarding to now, and like most people back then, it was like a year or 2 ago. I think it was last year.
Last year.
Most people weren't doing it. A few other people had like followed suit.
Yeah.
Fast forward to this year, Colin obviously is not in the NFL anymore, but he still continues to donate to charities, like you said he was, $1 million a year. He keeps donating. The guy, I mean, he wasn't the greatest football player in my opinion because he's a running quarterback. I'm not a fan of running quarterbacks, a personal opinion, but he's definitely a humanitarian and a decent dude in my book, even though he's protesting during the national anthem, which, like I said, I don't have a problem with. So, President Trump decides to like single out people that are protesting during the national anthem, saying that they should be fired, NFL should not allow this, which is fucking bullshit because that is bordering on fascism. It literally is. Like, before people were talking about fascism, I was like, you have no leg to stand on because you don't understand what the fuck fascism means. But this literally falls square into the fascism, I guess,
Spectrum.
bucket.
Realm. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you are not allowed to protest, that does fall in the realm of fascism. And for him to say that you cannot protest because of this or whatever the fuck, that's fascism.
Yes.
And just to really quickly point out, peacefully protest.
Yeah, they're
Which-
peacefully protesting.
yeah.
Yeah,
protesting.
peacefully and silently
Yeah.
protesting.
And so I think now a lot of people are just like kind of up in. There's like 2 sides of it. People that are up in arms about it, which I don't understand their gripe. It doesn't affect you. And a millionaire kneeling during a song doesn't mean shit in your life. Honestly,
The
if
weather
it means
don't change.
if it means something to you, your life is already fucked up. I'm telling you right now. Fix your fucking life until this doesn't matter. Your life is already fucked. All right. So if I'm going to tell you somebody that's fought for the flag, I've been to war, I've seen the horrors of war, I've seen really fucked up shit fighting for freedom, and I'm telling you right now that somebody kneeling during the national anthem is not a problem because it is literally part of the things that I and other people of my former profession have died for. And if you don't understand that, maybe reevaluate what it means to be a fucking American, you asshole.
All right. Let's get in.
then-
Call them out.
I mean,
Well, I was gonna say, did
Cro-
we?
go ahead.
What was the thing that? I mean, other than what Donald Trump was saying, like other NFL players started to do the same thing,
Oh,
take
whole-
a knee.
whole
Or,
teams.
Other people started
yeah.
to jump in on. I mean, there was Michael Bennett for the Seahawks who had a incident involving police officers in Las Vegas, and let's not get this construed. Colin Kaepernick spoke about how he felt that people were being brutalized and treated unfairly by police and other forms of oppression and everything. People have bastardized. It used to not even be on the fucking field.
Until like literally like
09.
last
2009.
Yeah,
recently,
they
yeah.
used to not even be out on the field. So it was just like, oh, say the flag, whoever
I never knew
will trot out some fucking 11th grader and she'll sing the anthem. We'll stand there, we'll clap, and then she'll go back in, and then all of a sudden the fireworks go on, and boom, 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 they're there. But for us at home, we don't see that shit. I've watched football since I was fucking can go back and fucking
real
remember.
fucking little. Yeah.
Yeah. And the only time that they showed the fucking national anthem was during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's when they had Whitney Houston or somebody, fuck Mariah Carey or whoever, Stevie
Janet's
Wonder.
titty.
Well, that was
halftime
Super
show.
Bowl.
Yeah.
That's halftime show.
Yeah,
what
but that was the national anthem.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I just got
Yeah,
excited.
They were
That was
whipping out
halftime.
titties for the national anthem. But it's,
Well, you know what? If someone wanted to protest, that's one hell of a protest to
God
whip out
damn it.
titties during the national anthem.
but
I'm just saying.
I would see a
essentially,
titty than a knee. No.
people since last year have gotten butt hurt about the whole aspect of it. And then during the off season, I mean, Colin sat. The season went through, and he said, "I've made my protest. I said what I not said what I was going to say, but I did what I was going to do." He said, "I'll stand if I get on with another team. I'll stand." No other team has signed him, and eventually, it has a perception of him being blackballed from this profession.
Well, and I got to be honest with you, I don't totally agree with why he was kneeling or sitting. I don't, but I do agree with his right to protest.
yeah,
That's fine.
That's
perfectly fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't put myself in anybody else's shoes. I can't tell you how you should feel about said aspect of your life, whether it be the educational system, social services, police, military, whatever. However you feel about yourself, you are entitled as an American to have your opinion about it and feel however that is that you want to feel. And if you want to talk about it in a peaceful, non-violent way, I have no fucking issue with that.
Yeah.
And that's what, to me, he did. And then we fast forward to essentially teams didn't sign him, which is their right. And Colin has talked about it in previous interviews where he's like, I'm fine with it. I have no issues with doing whatever I need to do, and I might not get signed. And since then, because a lot of people at the time were like, oh, if you really about this oppression, you'll donate money. And he's done that. He's donated $100,000 every...
It was 100, not a million. Yeah.
Well, he's done $1 million, but he donated $100,000 every month to
causes.
different random causes, from ranging from like... there's been military causes. There's been Habitat for Humanity. There's been homelessness. Just a large plethora of fucking causes. And people are still butthurt about this. So then we fast forward to whatever, this past month or week or whatever you want to call it, where Trump decided that he's had enough of other people jumping in on this cause, because there's been a lot of issues that have been going on. And even though it wasn't originally Colin's aspect, Colin was just protesting about how he felt about something. And a lot of people have been like, you know what, I feel this way about what's going on with in Puerto Rico. They had the baseball player from the A's that took a knee for some stuff, and people have been using this as an anthem to be like, hey, if Colin is bringing attention to what's affecting him and a thing that he thinks is wrong with society, I'm gonna do it for whatever it is that I feel, and I don't have a problem with that. Now, where it got, I think, watered down this past Sunday was when Trump attacked the NFL owners and was saying, you need to fire these people, you need to fire your labor force.
And that's where it's fascism.
And then essentially when you see these entire units of teams just kneeling, and you see these I'll call them coons. I'll call Ray Lewis a coon. Because Ray Lewis was out here talking shit.
Ray Lewis is a murderer.
God damn.
Just call him a murderer.
I was in
He is a
Atlanta.
murderer.
at that time.
But I'll never kneel. But all of a sudden, when someone says you need to stop watching the NFL, you want to get on a knee about some bullshit. But when someone else is protesting something that is actually like has to do with like civil rights, you're not down with that. And then essentially we saw an entire teams and owners locking hands and doing this other bullshit when it's not about what it originally was. It's bastardized, and it's been hijacked for their purposes.
I can... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say something really quickly. I agree with both what Kronos you said and what you said, Stitch. The one thing that was left out that I think is very important, Colin got called a son of a bitch with those words by the president of the free world.
Well, just him and people that were taking
he
sons
and
of
anybody
bitches.
Sons
and if you think
of
about
bitches.
you're talking about my mama. call my mama a bitch.
I mean, we've
And
never,
When have you heard a U.S. president
that's what I'm saying.
curse on TV?
Calling somebody who's not a criminal. None of these folks are criminals.
No.
None of them have done broken any laws. Calling a U.S. citizen a son of a bitch who hasn't
For exercising
done anything
his First
wrong.
Amendment. And,
Wow.
I mean, not to divulge too much in
It's not
what I do.
Actually, it's not even the First Amendment because he didn't say shit.
yeah.
Well, it's his. It's
Body language.
In a way,
It's
yeah.
his First Amendment to peacefully protest. Collins, it is, and everything. And I don't know the military oath, but the majority of people were in the room when I took an oath in front of all you guys, and the very fucking first thing on my motherfucking oath says, I blank do solemnly swear affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the state of California.
People forget that shit all the
The
time.
first fucking amendment of said Constitution entitles the freedom of speech and the right for peaceful protest. That's a simple fucking thing. It's not, except when whatever. This is a plain cut and dry document or whatever. There's no ad lib. There's no changing shit around on it. And people are just getting all, well, no, you can do it, but just not during my football game. Get the fuck out my face with that dumb shit.
Can I get one amendment to allow like pig fucking?
You want an amendment to get back on Facebook?
You got to move to the right. You got to move to the right state in order. To do
No,
that.
I mean, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what's also not the second half, but the kind of third part of this is that the national NASCAR is kind of, they're saying that if any of their racers were to do that they are actually going to fire them.
Yep.
Like NASCAR
whole
on
team.
the other end of the spectrum. Instead of like supporting their players, these people who put their fucking life in danger every fucking half mile, or whatever, how long the track is, like. The fact that they're willing to fire their people, which is fucking bullshit, because they're right.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. spoke out against that whole fucking thing, and I would like to see them kick Dale Earnhardt because he's
You ain't
one of
wild,
the.
Dale. I don't know shit about NASCAR.
But he's retired though.
That's what I'm not sure because
No,
I don't know much. I
Dale
don't know.
Jr. is still racing. I think his
His
dad.
dad's
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
That's
Dad's
right. He's
dead
on the track.
Yeah,
Dale-
he died
Dale
at
Earnhardt-
Daytona.
I don't know shit about NASCAR. I know that name. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this is the thing that people probably haven't noticed. This is all just a shell game, y'all. Like he did this to take your mind off the fact that he hasn't done shit about Puerto Rico. There's an entire island full of more than 3 million Americans. Americans.
Puerto Ricans are Americans?
Americans that are without power.
3 million people in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
more.
it's almost 3.5 million.
That's
people.
more than Wyoming. I'm sure that's
Yeah,
more than
yeah.
Idaho and Rhode Island.
Yep.
Probably more than Montana.
And there, right now,
yeah.
the entire island is without power.
great.
Unless you have gas and a generator, you don't have fucking power right now.
How much have we given to them?
Wait,
Yeah,
didn't
not
Trump
enough.
go to Puerto Rico and blame their problems on them?
No, the problems that Puerto Rico has, part of it is on them, but a major part of it is also on America because we have not made them a state that would give them protections of a state. They're deeply in debt, but they wouldn't be as deeply in like the state debt if they were an actual state instead of a goddamn territory, which is basically like a fucking colony.
Yeah, it is.
It's like this is like the 1800s, y'all.
We
Yeah,
have
right?
we have to literally give permission for a country like France or Cuba or Brazil or anybody else to go in there and help.
Yeah.
And if you don't give permission, Puerto Rico doesn't get it from any other foreign country.
Other things that he's just covering up with this fucking next bullshit is the fact that he decided to call another country's leader a fucking rocket man that is ramping up the stakes of starting a war with another country, which is fucking retarded.
I just refer to Trump as dotard. That's what I call him.
Isn't it Dotard? I thought it was
I don't
Dotard.
even know what the
People call
fuck it is.
Dotard, bro.
Don't matter.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm referring to him as.
He also is continuing to seek to build this wall. He has 8 bids that we're paying $500,000 per bid to build a fucking prototype wall.
I heard the prototype's starting to go up already.
Yeah, it's bullshit. All right, we need immigrants in this fucking country to cover basically the below minimum wage jobs.
Can I say something that always gets lost in this? And certain people in other parts of the country may not be as close to Mexico and may not have a whole lot of Mexican American communities or whatever like we do in California. Mexico is the 3rd largest trading partner the United States has.
Yeah.
If you want to see shit go all kinds of fucking sideways with our economy, fuck with that trading relationship.
That's what he's doing now. I mean, even after NAFTA, I mean, it's just like he keeps fucking with it. And then also there was God damn it, I lost my fucking train of thought.
Sorry.
There was like another thing that he's fucking up as well. That he's trying to just cover up with this shit.
Oh, the immigration ban.
Well,
He's like he decided to ban 8 more countries from coming into the U.S., but these were fucking countries that were basically already banned anyway.
Yeah.
Guess what, you stupid fuck? Nobody from North Korea is coming to America. Like, from North Korea. They're really not, because they can't. Because if they try to come here from North Korea, they'll be fucking killed.
Yeah, I don't think it killed.
For me, it goes back to, and I remember talking about this previously. It might have been like over a year ago. When is it okay for black people to protest? Like I'm asking legitimately. When is it okay for people in general to accept black people or women or whenever protesting?
So this is the problem, right? So I understand that question. It's a legit question. But the problem is we have these fucking groups that are fucking up for every goddamn other black person in America. You have people that are on these that are part of Antifa and part of these other groups that fucking riot. And that's the problem that we're having.
Well,
I wouldn't compare.
And they literally riot.
I'm totally against the riot. I'm right there with you. I think when we're talking about 2 categories, the violence and then peaceful protests on one hand.
Right, but people cannot separate that because
I know.
Yeah, they can't separate it.
But when you're talking about
People from the outside can't.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about peaceful protests, it all should be allowed.
Because essentially, I mean, even though like I've said, we didn't live through it, but it's fresh in our memories. We've seen people of our ancestry doing peaceful sit-ins in diners.
Yeah. Sit-ins,
getting fucking yanked up by the collar and punched in the back of the head, thrown on them.
Yeah.
We've seen Dr. Martin Luther King peacefully leading people just marching randomly through the street without
using buses as a boycott.
Not using buses when we've seen them getting hosed and fired and dogs and all kinds of shit. Now we see somebody who we weren't even aware he was protesting until after the fact on something that was happening during our TV commercials, and now people are outraged saying, "No, you don't. Not on my TV. Not during my commercial time." When is it okay? Like, do you want just black people to just sit at home, not say anything, and you just don't want to be bothered by even understanding or listening to what their issues might be?
Yeah, like I said, those people that have the problem with his peaceful protest, they don't understand what it is to be American.
Yeah,
they really don't understand.
I personally can't say that I don't feel oppressed, but I'm not going to tell somebody else. Like I said before at the beginning of this topic, I'm not going to tell you how you feel about something. And even though that I feel like I'm not oppressed, if Colin Kaepernick, I don't give a fuck what his bank statement says. If he feels or he has family members,
still American,
and loved ones that he can see and it affects him, this issue, this situation, whatever. I feel for him, and I want him to express what he feels might be a situation for him. I'm never going to have a fucking baby. I'm not going to know what it's like to be a woman, but I want women to have fucking the same rights and not to be fucking shit on in many aspects that they are in their lives.
Shitting? I'm sorry. You triggered me.
Yeah. So what about every time Donald Trump does something? It always makes me think of that episode of Family Guy with Mayor Adam West when he built the Golden Diggum statue. And so after that, everybody was mad because he spent all of the city's budget on that fucking golden statue. That his next thing to get people to stop thinking about that was to do like how gays couldn't get married. And so it took away from the Diggum scandal because I feel like Donald Trump just keeps finding something to fucking talk about because there's a whole transgender thing. Yeah, there's a transgender thing in the military, and then there's like the whole wall, and then people not coming to America.
The best example I can give from earlier this weekend, also this weekend, that kind of got buried in the NFL stuff was he did the whole I'm not inviting you to Steph Curry because you hesitated on potentially coming to the White House after winning a championship this July. Let me just be very clear. Real quick history. Brady did not come to the White House when Barack Obama was in office. I don't have any problem with that. Select players have not come to the White House for political reasons.
Do you know why not Brady, but there's an NFL player who's friends with Donald Trump but didn't go in the recent game.
But whether they do or don't, none of that requires a Twitter beef over I'm uninviting you like a 6-year-old girl.
Well, 3 million people don't have power for you to be like, why aren't you coming to my house?
But here's my other thing though. Steph Curry gets singled out by the president. Meanwhile, Steve Kerr, the coach, Greg Popovich, and a whole bunch of other high-profile people have openly criticized and directly
We had
criticized
the
them.
Miss Texas,
And
and
I'm like,
in that beauty pageant, calling
But you
him out
singling
too.
out Steph, and Steph didn't even say anything about him. Just said, I may not come.
He's
or I probably won't
he's
come.
hypersensitive.
Well, have you guys seen the reports, I guess, from the other side, specifically in Philadelphia, the fire chief on national TV talks about Mike Tomlin and calls him the N-word on live TV.
People are
he
bold.
calls him an ungrateful N-word.
Dotard has allowed people to feel bold in their fucking racism.
How are
and
you
they're-
the fire chief for, is it of Pittsburgh?
Not,
Or a town outside of there?
somewhere in Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania.
West
Holy
Pennsylvania,
shit.
somewhere, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
what the?
But he's
I think-
enabled people to feel comfortable in their racist skin.
Wow.
And
but-
people just
I
talk
think that's hilarious.
recklessly.
Like, look at your paycheck, bro. Look at mine.
Yeah.
Go fuck off.
Yeah, but still,
someone brought up the
Jesus.
point that Trump was like saying about the Tiki Torch dudes about how they were
Tiki Torch.
exerting their right to protest, but then this whole thing with the NFL, they're being ungrateful, and then now they're son of a bitches.
It's I don't know. It's so aggravating to me. And
Most
I
people are
really
frustrated.
I would like to engage in like an intelligent conversation with somebody and just like hear what it is that you're saying, because I would like to have that rapport with somebody, but I just haven't been able to have one. And I invite someone, if you want to, like, I would like to engage you in conversation about that, but it just seems like it becomes a pissing match
It becomes a shouting
about
match.
how I'm more American than you,
Yeah,
and et cetera, et cetera.
I would be. This is an open invite for everybody that's listening to this podcast. If you have listened to like if you are still listening at this point, and you have a differing opinion on these kind of protests, we will literally have you on the podcast.
Why not?
And we will chat it out, and we'll try to see if we can come to some sort of terms, or just to see if we can agree or even not agree. I
just wanna see what you're
we'll
coming
just keep
from.
it. Yeah, we'll keep it peaceful. We won't call you an asshole or nothing like that.
Might be a cuck though.
Yeah, but we would love to have you on to break down. Maybe you have a different opinion that
Yeah,
makes sense
sure.
that we don't know about, but I would love to hear it. To be honest with you,
It's just frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wrap it up like that because there's so much that goes in my head when like I hear this stuff, and it's just it blows my mind because some of these people just think that they're more American or more patriotic than somebody, and I just like it frustrates me because I don't feel that I'm more patriotic than a social service worker or a doctor or a teacher. Like we were born with the rights that are entailed to us in the Constitution.
Why doesn't Zuck give me sexual freedom online though? That's what I want to know.
You are a habitual line
That's his
stepper.
private platform that
damn
you
it.
signed up for.
Yeah,
damn it.
and you're a habitual line stepper. You crossed the line numerous times.
Yes. I'm
Now
coming
you
for you,
have
Zuck.
his AI has got you at the top 3 of his list.
I just
Yeah.
want to post booty pics. That's
Yeah.
all.
So can we talk about some dank news real
Yes,
quick?
yes,
I
please.
got some dank
What
news
you
for
got?
you.
I just
So-
gonna just say that Facebook hit me up today, asking me if I want a job there. So I don't know if it's an inside job to get closer to you.
They probably need that info. They're like, should
They're
we
putting
eliminate-
together a case. They got
Yeah.
they got a big flow chart and they're putting fucking face
Mr. Robot.
Polaroid
Oh,
pictures
Yeah.
on the
like
fucking
in Mr.
wall.
Robot, you see Prodigy's face right in
They're
the
trying
middle.
to figure out who's at the top of the food chain. Kronos.
He's surrounded. man.
Kick shaming bastards. All right, you
You
had some
see all
dankness.
these memes connecting him.
You had some dankness. What you
Yeah,
got?
so a couple in Russia was busted. Natalia Bakishev
this thing, dang, this is
Is
gross.
it Moose
and
and Bull?
Dmitry Dakishev were busted
Moose and squirrel.
for. They were busted
Talking about
for.
Bullwinkle?
Yeah, yeah, he was. I was like, seriously. They're a married couple busted for eating possibly 30 people over the course of 20 years.
Wait, eating the ass or just the people?
All of it.
Oh
Or
man.
just that would include the ass. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently there was photos on a phone
they
that
cook 'em?
showed dismembered different parts of a human body, and parts of it was in Dimitri's mouth. The phone was discarded and found by someone.
I don't want to kink shame. I really don't. But
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. Every time you say that, that's when you kink
That's-
shame.
yeah.
And that's why Zuck comes for you.
I don't Blake, but blank.
Yeah.
I don't
But
want to
that's
be
not-
racist.
I don't mind
but
black
blank.
people,
yeah,
but
it's like, yeah. I don't want to sound racist, but
I wouldn't say that's kink shaming because they're not fucking their bodies after eating them. That would be a different story. That would be kinky.
you can
Yeah.
shit out the. You know what? I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go.
Let me step in and remind you that cannibalism is a actual crime.
In America, this is Russia. they're okay in Russia.
Mother Russia, you cannibalize. No.
So after their arrest, the pair confessed to eating as many as 30 people, some of whom may have been lured into their apartment via a Russian online dating site.
This is Hansel and Gretel?
Yeah, once there, the investigators believe the couple drugged their victims before killing and eating them.
All right, swipe left, eat them.
Yeah.
Swipe right. Which way is it? I never use Tinder, y'all.
It's all about grinding.
God dang. So, yeah.
Plenty of fish.
Wait, so have you guys seen this guy? I'm not sure if it's a Kickstarter or if this was a whole fucking joke. This guy created an invention that will allow you to swipe on these apps.
I saw it.
And it's basically like it's like this device that spins around, and as it spins around, it'll swipe your phone, so it just constantly keeps swiping people's pictures, so you don't have to sit there and do it yourself. Basically, he made an automatic way.
This is for dating?
Yeah, this is
For
next.
dating, yeah.
So he doesn't have
Next.
to take his hand out of the Cheeto bag
Yeah.
when he's
Hold
swiping.
on. This is next level hoeing.
Yeah.
So basically, you just swipe. It's right. You swipe right on fucking everybody.
Nice.
And you just keep basically you plug it in the USB connection on the bottom of your phone. It's a little thing and it just keeps swinging around.
It's
You swipe
basically like
right.
a fan and
Swipe
just-
right.
That dude
Swipe
getting
right.
laid one way or another.
Buckshot. Just
Yeah.
spray and pray.
100 no's and 1 yes is a yes.
You know, shoot your shot, boy. That's what I'm
Goddamn.
saying.
So-
That was some dankness, though.
Yeah.
For real.
That
What
is
the
pretty
fuck?
dank. They just got busted all bad. Kingsman. Anybody seen Kingsman: The Golden Circle?
I wanted to on Tuesday.
I do,
fucking
so don't
forgot.
talk about it. Don't,
God
don't review
damn.
Right now.
So I saw it. I'm gonna give a non-spoiler review. So the movie was fun. It had everything, something for everyone. It's got action,
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry, spills, thrills,
Halle Berry.
romance, cannibalism,
God
Halle
damn.
Berry.
piss fetishes.
What the fuck? Really?
They were about anal last one, the
yeah,
first one.
Oh yeah, we wanted to fuck the princess.
dead celebrities. A very
This sounds spoilerish.
a very interesting.
Yeah, I didn't want any sort of spoilers.
Yeah, well, you won't know until you see.
Is it good?
Well, God, I don't want. I wanted to enjoy
Thumbs up
it.
or thumbs down, motherfucker?
God damn
Yeah,
it.
I like this one. I'll give it an 8.
All right.
Cool.
That's
So-
a solid.
and Halle Berry's in
So
it.
it's basically like imagine if James Bond had a sense of humor.
Well, we all saw the first one, so yeah.
yeah. So
First one's great.
going in, I knew what to expect. It's just more over the top, but it's
Cool.
still solid.
And Halle Berry.
Damn.
She had that. I love that one dank ass song of hers. You know what I mean?
She had a
Halle
song?
Berry. Halle
Halle
Berry.
Berry.
Yeah.
Trap fucking.
What was this
bullshit.
Defender shit? Defender's lowest reviews or lowest
Lowest
watch?
Oh yeah,
I don't
so Defenders came out recently on Netflix. Well, actually, it's been like maybe like a
been a
month or
month.
so.
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah.
ago.
And apparently, it has the lowest watch ratings
Damn.
on Netflix ever.
Well,
Like,
isn't it
I think maybe for Marvel.
I think it was just
Universe.
compared to the other Marvel
That's gotta be
shows.
from Marvel. It can't be ever.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but yeah, compared to like
Worse than Iron
the
Fist?
Daredevil, the Iron Fist.
People hate watched Iron Fist, though.
Well,
I think that's what it was.
apparently, a lot of people didn't like Jessica Jones either. Apparently, that wasn't
I
very
fucking
well
love Jessica
watched.
Jones.
Well,
did
it
too.
wasn't terrible. It wasn't my top echelon, but you know we
Did
talked about
Jessica
it.
come out before Daredevil?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
After-
after
after.
Daredevil.
Came before Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, way before. Iron
She's like an unlikable character that I could hate fuck. I'm just saying.
And I would tear it up.
Actually, I wouldn't hate fuck it.
Hard pussy.
Her, not it. Her.
God
I've
damn.
seen her flapping. So.
Somebody's like, God damn it, you called her a it. I don't give a fuck. I got a girlfriend. I'm not literally gonna fuck her. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Spray
They're
them
gonna
Skittles.
pull all that shit because Disney.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Stitch. You are a hardcore apologist for, not even apologist, a hardcore fan of John Wick. We're getting the end of the trilogy
Yeah.
coming up in May.
Best trilogy of all time.
You've died on that hill and said the best of all time. Sorry.
You didn't even watch the second one.
I know. I need to see it. I need to see it.
God
But
dang.
so, how excited? I mean, how excited are you? What do you expect from this third one that's different from the first two?
He's got a boner right now. Just talking about it.
I should've
Want to
mixed
see
that.
John Wick doing some gun fu.
More gun fu.
gun kata
Yeah, I
Well, he's
mean,
going against the whole organization this time.
yeah, against the
Bratva?
against the team that basically trained him pretty much.
yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, I knew there was going to be a third one when I watched the second one.
Oh, yeah.
So that wasn't like. I mean, I'm not surprised that there's going to be a third one. I mean, it made good money. It was enjoyable. I don't know if it falls at like cult kind of realms in terms
It's
of
not
like.
I think it's
Not yet,
mainstream. I
yeah.
think it's mainstream.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, just people go hard. I loved it. I'm excited. The first one, the plot was good. Second one, I didn't even care about the plot because I knew John Wick's a bad motherfucker that's not to be fucked with. So
Okay.
I'm here for that shit. Just get to punching people in the face. So for the third one, as long as he's punching people in the face, I'm fine with it. I don't want to see him fall in love because that's not what John Wick does. John Wick just defends the dog and his dead wife's legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those challenge coins that he's got.
Not no more.
Yeah.
Not no more.
Well, I mean, you still have them. They're just kind of buried underneath all that
Yeah.
rebel with fucking
Checking in a
health.
hotel, shooting Common in the face.
Well, I guess he can't even use it anymore. The gold coins because
Yeah,
he's
they
out.
Yeah, he's cut out.
Yeah.
He's out of the
Excommunicado.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for movie candy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it.
Good shit.
Everything.
So you're going week opening
I'll
weekend.
go opening day.
There you go.
Yeah,
Opening
for sure.
So wait, have any of you guys watched a new episode of Gotham yet?
No,
No.
it's only been 2 episodes, right?
No, only one.
Can I
That's only been one?
go on
Yeah,
a
it
minute?
just started
What's
this week.
going on with
Baby
this,
Bat.
this bullshit? This is us shit. Why
The
do
show
people,
This Is Us?
why do people watch stuff to just make them cry?
I'm
confused.
I tried asking Earth Girls Freezy that. They didn't give me an answer.
So
So,
I mean, I watch it casually, sort of with K-Mac, and it's a decent show, but I'm just like, I'm not totally into it. You know
Isn't
what
that
I
a
mean?
movie?
I don't even know what it's
No,
about.
it's
it's
a
a TV
TV
show.
show.
So it's
It's
a
like a
TV show
drama,
that
right?
that jumps in between like timelines. So basically, it starts off basically sad as fuck. So basically, what happens is in the beginning of like the actual storyline, which jumps back and forth between like the kids being like right before they're born to when they were born, to when they were like kids, to when they were teenagers, to when they're adults.
Okay.
All right. And so the story starts off from like the chronological timeline is that this couple has triplets, but one of them dies. And so
People
in the
cry.
hospital.
Okay.
And so that's obviously super sad. But at the same time, right when that triplet dies, there's another child that's born. He's black. And he's given up on that same day. And so they adopt him on the same day. So
they
they
adopt
basically
the
call
black
him,
kid as a triplet.
yeah, so he's gonna be the triplet, and it
Okay.
turns out that the dad kind of didn't want to give up the child.
The mom
And-
did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
it gets complicated later on, and then like fucked up shit happens, and like so there's the brother and the sister who are like the original kids,
Yeah.
the twins.
the twins, the original twins. The sister becomes like morbidly obese,
Okay.
I
like
think
later
I've
in
seen that
life.
character.
and so her struggling with like
She's
obesity.
singing.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
like the brother ends up being like an actor, and then the black brother ends up being successful as well.
Okay.
So it's just like it's really interesting. And he has kids, and like it's just like it's kind of fucked up because you get like this like weird. They fuck around with timelines a lot. So like they'll go with like certain like themes in the show, and then they'll go back in time to show why those themes are in like the current timeline, and and it gets pretty fucking sad because like this is basically the main thing that people are watching the show for. Is that at the beginning, there's the husband and wife, right, that raises these 3 kids.
Yeah.
And we know that in the later timeline, the dad dies. But when you go into the past,
At
they
a
don't
young
show.
age or just like
Yeah.
old? Oh,
Like
okay.
when they're like in their teenage years, like maybe
Oh.
early teenage years, maybe like preteen. But they haven't explained yet in all the seasons how he's died yet. And in the last episode, there's like a strong hint on how he probably died.
Okay.
So
and everyone's just tearing up.
yeah. I mean, it's
Everyone's just like, "Oh my
it's
god,
fucking
this is the most
sad.
saddest thing." I'm like, "Why are you watching shit to just be sad all the time?"
Yeah.
I'm so confused by
Seems
this.
like from a demographic standpoint,
Yeah.
this skews heavily towards the ladies.
Yeah, and I mean, it's probably a good show, but I'm not. It's not like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah. I mean,
Apparently, it's like the second season of it.
well, it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
sound like an action. Like, it
No,
doesn't
but
sound like it has much action.
It's well written, and
Okay.
it definitely pulls on heartstrings. So I mean, I totally get it.
Okay.
And it has the dad that's in the show that eventually that's gonna die.
Spoiler.
Yeah, well, it's just part of the show, but he was in Heroes.
yeah, I
He's
know.
the guy that flies.
yeah, yeah.
So they
Oh,
can take powers or whatever.
Oh, that guy.
Forget his name.
Yeah,
guy
isn't
who's
he
being
in,
a young chick.
wait, he's in Agents of
Haven't-
S.H.I.E.L.D. if that's the same guy.
No.
General
Not that guy.
Talbot?
No, it was his brother.
Oh, Milo Ventimiglia.
Yeah,
whatever.
he's in the show.
Yeah, he's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too, I think. Or
Is-
oh no, he's in Flash. He was the
Yeah, he was in Flash.
he was like the weird like rapist dude or whatever.
All right.
Like he was from the past too. Like he never aged, right? Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
You want to do some B&B?
Might as well.
Oh no, he was in Gotham
Oh, that's right.
because he's the one that
He's
kidnapped.
the doll maker. He's the doll man or whatever.
Yeah, he can control people.
I thought he like
Still
dolled
going
up
on.
chicks and then like killed them or whatnot.
No,
thought he was.
because I know he's the one that broke Jim Gordy's girl, the one that should have been Harley
Barbara?
Quinn. Yeah, he broke her, and he made her kill her own family.
Oh yeah,
Y'all
Barbara's
got-
fucking crazy.
Y'all got all this technology right in front
He
of
could
you.
be. He's the guy that could have been Clayface.
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
All right, B to B.
Which one? There's a few of them.
I'm gonna do this one. England Blue Marvel. God damn. He says, "Who's your favorite Spider-Verse character?" Then he puts me on blast and says, "Prodigy, don't answer. We all know your favorite is Spider-Pig."
yeah.
There were
so you
so
can fuck
many
'em.
good ones
Yeah.
in that one. Fuck.
Who you got? Spider-Verse character.
I liked. Was it Scarlet Spider?
Scarlet Spider's one, yeah. Ben Riley.
Scarlet. The one with the. It almost had the Iron Spider kind of suit. Was that
Yeah.
Scarlet? Yeah. Scarlet. Yeah.
Scarlet
I like-
Spider.
Yeah, I like Scarlet Spider.
That's Ben.
Ben Riley.
Ben Riley.
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
O'Reilly, O'Reilly, something.
I guess I'll go with Miles because I don't know that many characters from.
Miles is great.
Miles, yeah.
So see that are whole ass silk. I'm just saying.
trying to think.
Do you know the Spider-Verse characters at all?
Yeah, actually, I have
Anybody
a
other
few
than
because
Peter?
I was kind of partial to the Lizard for a little bit because I actually have when Liefeld took over or when his last run was Spider-Man. I have a few of those, but then I kind of like Hobgoblin's story because he goes
You're
insane.
just naming Spider, like
Yeah.
They're talking about the Spider-Mans in the Spider-Verse. There's a bazillion different
He talks
kinds of
about
Spider-Mans.
hobnoblins.
Yeah,
The
fuck?
Noblins.
Noblins.
There's like Superior
Hobbin-
Spider-Man, Miles
Hobbins.
Spider-Man,
I'll
there's
just-
Spider-Pig. There's
Indian Spider-Man.
emo Spider-Man.
Shit.
There's a
Noir.
robot Spider-Man,
Spider 20,
Spider Noir.
66 or whatever.
Spider 2099.
2099.
Miguel.
Yeah,
I'll
shit
say
ton.
out of all of them, I'll
There's the
say
8-bit
Venom.
Wasn't there 8-bit
You
Spider-Man?
just going Eddie Brock.
Yeah,
Venom?
I'll go Eddie Brock Venom.
Yeah, there's eight-legged. All right.
That's not a Spider-Man. I'm just saying.
Spider-Verse character.
I'm gonna say.
Say Uncle Ben then, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Remember, he was on Recon.
I'm not that cool. I prefer my Rice Brown.
I actually was gonna say.
Uncle Ben is brown.
That's hilarious. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Peter Parker's clone. I know it's Ben something, but he becomes not the Scarlet. He becomes the
That
Scarlet
was Ben
Spider,
Riley.
right?
Yeah, Ben Riley.
Yeah, Ben Riley.
So that was who you were talking about
Yeah.
too. Oh, okay, never mind then. Fuck, I don't know that many female or Spider characters. I mean, I know a lot of
Silk.
them, but I'm just trying to think of like stories I read other than Spider-Man and
Black
Silk,
Cat.
Spider-Gwen.
Y'all better. Y'all need to read that and get on that Silk. Silk's so bad.
I'm thinking about the animated series. I mean, there's Mary Jane. You can't go wrong with Mary Jane. I guess when she becomes Spider-Man. There's
Okay.
a story arc where she becomes Spider-Man. So I'll go with
That's
that.
fair.
All right, next one up is do you want crossplay on all consoles and PC? Consoles, fine. PC,
no.
Fuck no.
No,
It's
no,
a
no.
terrible idea.
PC needs to stay separate.
Yeah, they have to stay separate. I'm sorry. The controls are they're way more precise than a console. People might not believe me, but you will get fucking ass raped. They tried it with the Xbox and PCs for a while. People kept getting fucked up.
They
Like
still
you
kinda-
stand no chance.
They still kind of do it.
But you don't stand a chance in a first-person shooter. You're gonna get fucked up by keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, there's also the chance of being hacked through a PC.
Well, I agree. I
Even
agree.
hack a game.
You can get hacked on any.
Well, you can, but
real
there's-
quick.
it's
Real quick, I agree totally with the, I guess, master race people or whatever. There is a precedent on one game that I can think of. Portal 2 on the PS3 had like crossplay with the Steam users.
That's not competitive though. Yeah.
No, certainly not competitive,
Yeah.
but it was like
Co-op,
cooperative or whatever. I hated that experience because your ass was yelling and shit.
You need to fucking learn how to work on your puzzle skills. Bro.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it, I'm exploring. This is ruining
Don't
my
explore
experience.
you fucking. The game is about solving puzzles.
Prodigy
Alright?
is
Solving
always
puzzles.
about the square peg in the round
Yeah, I was
hole.
shooting.
He's just trying to force it through with the mallet.
That's how my sex game
I
goes.
need another Portal game. I definitely need another Portal game. What's cool on Nerdist? There's this thing called because Science, and they went into you know how at the end of Portal 2, how she shoots the gun to the moon, and then she shoots it like inside the building, and everything starts getting vacuumed into space.
Oh yeah.
So they talked about how like what would happen if that really happened in Earth, like
it'd be
would it
fucked.
like implode? But no, what he talked about is like it's basically like putting like a tiny pinhole in a water tank. Like the air and oxygen would start sucking out, but it would take like thousands of years before all the oxygen will be gone. Even though like all that shit's being vacuumed out, like the Earth is so massive that little hole, or the hole that was made, it would take years before before Earth would be destroyed,
That's some good
or
science
before it lost
facts.
all of its atmosphere, basically.
Good shit.
Oh yeah, that guy hosted the Science of Mass Effect at
did-
WonderCon.
Did you see what would happen? I think it was on Kurtzagat in a nutshell. They were talking about what would happen if you took various pieces of the sun to Earth.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it's like pretty much a shit show. Like if you start off like the most outer layer, it's bad, but not that bad. But then once you start going further and further in, it's like
hotter in the
basically yeah, it's just like little small pieces of the sun.
Like handheld
It's
size?
like, or even smaller than that.
Wow.
Like you'd be totally fucked. Like if you took like the core of the sun, like even like this glass. If you take like the size of this glass and put it on Earth, like we'd all die. Like
God damn.
pretty much instantly
Holy fuck.
because of how dense it is and how
Holy
hot it is.
shit.
Yeah, because like as soon as it hit the Earth's atmosphere, it would cause an explosion that would pretty much crack the planet. So
damn.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
love that kind of stuff.
That sounds. I mean, if you look at just asteroids that fall to Earth, even small ones like the one that hit Russia a few years ago, that small one caused an explosion through that small city.
Yep.
So
Who we got on this last one? Freddy or Pennywise? Did we answer this last time?
oh Freddy by far.
Freddy,
Cougar?
Team Freddy.
Yeah.
Team Freddy or Team Pennywise. Team Freddy for me.
Are we talking about like who we're more scared of or who's more badass? Like,
It just says who you got. So I'm thinking who your favorite, I guess, would be. That's how I'm taking it.
I'm gonna say Freddy because you can't go to sleep with Freddy Cougar. Like you,
Right.
you
The
you're
dream
fucking
world-
fall asleep.
The dream world aspect leans me towards Freddy as well.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it was powerful. Fucked up Georgie's ass.
essentially if you're
Twice.
if you're dreaming, there are no rules if you're dreaming.
But he controls
Like, I
the
don't know
dream. Freddy controls the
Unless
dream.
you're
Not
a dream
really.
warrior.
Freddy don't control the dream?
He does control the dream, but you can imagine because I mean, in I think it was 5 where the wheelchair guy is like, I know I'm dreaming, so he's able to
it's part,
stand up out of his
that's
wheelchair.
part 3.
3.
Dream warrior.
Yeah, exactly. So if
Fair
you're an
enough.
active dreamer and you know that you're dreaming, you
Yeah.
can kind of combat it with certain aspects of it. Now,
I frequently have lucid dreams.
yeah,
so-
I'm the same way.
yeah.
So like I go in Grand Theft Auto mode all the time. I
Yeah, just like what was it? What's her name?
but
She's the damn.
The main girl,
Alice?
Carrie.
No, was it the blonde? The shit.
Katie?
She's one of the.
brunette chick, the one that kills Jason all the time. I mean,
No,
Freddy?
the other one. She's like she was married to Nick Cage for fuck. I can't think
You
of
got
it.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So who you got? You got
The thing-
it or
The thing with Pennywise though is he feeds off your fear.
truth?
So you could be, in theory, possibly awake or alive. So whatever
Well,
it
if you're not
is
scared
that
of clowns though.
it doesn't matter
Well,
if you're scared
he-
of clowns.
he
He,
changes
can
his-
manifest
yeah.
himself into whatever it is that you're so-called scared of.
You can overcome it
So
though.
Don't be
Prodigy, he would be as I mean, he wouldn't have to do nothing to be.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit.
So essentially, as long as you're not whatever he does in front of you, if you don't get shook by it, then you should be all right.
You should be.
Yeah.
But I mean,
And he can't.
even when-
he can't take physical damage very well either. Like you can fuck him up with the right equipment
Yeah.
in terms of if
Well,
you're not
apparently-
fearing and you're attacking like them kids.
I see something with 3 rows of fucking teeth, like a goddamn Mako shark or
Shark.
whatever. That's gonna freak me out.
I hear you.
Yeah, but
So
if you have
I'm
a
a-
weapon, you might get a little rig.
I
know
Patricia Arquette. That's who's in part 3. That's where she turns into a Jedi in the dream world. Pretty
Homestead
much.
of-
And, well, I
Gay-ass
was gonna say
Jedis and
with
some
Pennywise, his vulnerability relies around his whatever he transformed into. Because I believe in the first one, when he turned into a werewolf, they like shoot him with like a bullet or something, and like it damaged him.
Could be
so
some
whatever,
truthiness to that.
whatever. I watched like this podcast that talked about Pennywise and his power, stuff like that. Like he's an entity. He's an entity that's outside of our dimension.
He's in
And
a titty.
He's an entity. He's an entity that's outside of our universe or outside of our dimension, and he's basically trapped here. And only way for him to survive is to feed off.
Because essentially,
fear.
I mean, he's even got like Scarlet. Essentially, he's like a walking Scarlet Witch in terms of how he can alter your reality.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah.
I like
he does
that.
it fucking well.
Yeah.
With a little bit of Sinestro tied in because of the
Yeah.
fear.
Sinestro,
Yellow
Mysterio,
Lanterns.
yeah,
Yeah.
all that shit.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm gonna go with Pennywise.
Let's round it on the motherfucking up. Old Ninja. We're going to start with your old ass. What you got popping this week?
So I guess probably tomorrow gonna be try to take the hill with the allies. Possibly tomorrow night.
Battlefield
on Twitch.
1?
Still, I'm actually been binge watching a lot of Star Trek, trying to get prep. I've been watching Star Trek DS9, trying to get prep for Star Trek Discovery. I'm gonna actually, I'm definitely gonna see the 3rd episode when it is dropped on Sunday night
Cody.
or whatever. Yeah, for sure.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. So they drop them every
Every
week? Oh,
Sunday.
Jesus, that's
yeah,
even worse.
every Sunday
At
on
a specific
CBS.
time.
Yeah, at a
Jesus
specific
Christ.
time on CBS All Access. But by the time I'm ready, I'm just gonna load up Cody.
It's like, bro, they might as well just be like, hey, you need to turn to channel 3 and then turn that other little dial
Yeah.
to get to our shit.
Yeah.
Exactly at this time. It's, what the fuck? This is like old timey bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, probably just gonna do some Battlefield, watch some more DS9. I think that's kind of about it.
That's all your old ass got going on.
Yeah.
Blue, what you got?
So this weekend, I'm actually going to go to a beer fest with the Sweetness. Like
Oh,
she's actually gonna
shit.
come out to one. I'm going with her, Manamanam, and also Mr. X is
With
gonna be
Holly?
coming out,
Very cool.
which is kind of cool. You know, him and I, we go to a lot of the beer fests together, so it'd be kind of cool because I've gone before with the Sweetness, but she never had a really good time. But hopefully, you know, things will be different this time around.
Y'all married now.
Yeah,
She
we're
didn't have a
married now.
choice.
You make her do stuff.
Yeah, you should be able to legally club her now.
Oh, god damn.
All right, Ray Rice.
She's not over 200,000.
Damn.
Other than, with that happening too, freaking shit, I was gonna say, Broad City's back. And
Hell yeah.
This last episode, I haven't watched the one from this week, but the week before was fucking hilarious because they did like a two different world thing, like a what if.
Yes.
So when the girls meet, they're getting onto a subway, and basically it's what would happen if they had missed that subway train, and their life go down two different avenues, and just the ending, it's fucking hilarious. So I'm definitely watching that. I'm gonna keep watching some more anime. I got some vlogs to make. So over the weekend, I did my first official photography gig. I did a high school reunion, and
You did a porn thing.
yeah, I did.
Ah.
I did a bunch.
It was
of
called
shit.
High School Reunion.
Erotic
Yeah.
art.
Don't kick shame me, man.
Ah.
I did a blog about that, and I talked about what I kind of go into what I was thinking and stuff like that on my way down there. I actually didn't get any footage while I was there, just because, you know, once I got there, there was already people there, and so I had to like set up my camera real quick and start taking pictures and stuff like that. And I wish I'd have been there earlier, but you know, the paperwork said to be there half an hour early, but I should have been there at least an hour early. But so I learned that for the next episode. But yeah, other than that, you know, I'm just gonna have some good time. Drunk Blues gonna come out in effect.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully, Sweetness doesn't leave me because Drunk Blues kind of crazy. But we'll see.
Phenomenal, I'll be there.
Yeah, I guess it's true. We're gonna stay in the city.
There you go. Kronos, what you got?
This weekend I'm working on finally releasing my first vlog. Today I brought Jitscast, and actually all my Cronus does shit. It's gonna come back to, at least the video is coming back to the Be the BTI channel.
Good.
So after next year I'll probably bring back the Jitscast and all the other Cronus does shit back to the Be the BTI channel as well. But for now it's just a video. So yeah, I released my first one in 4 months. So I haven't released one in like a long ass time because I've just been busy, and then
Got the B-roll in there?
got the B-roll. It's an important part.
It's pretty dope B-roll.
Yeah, and then I talked about like sucking at jiu-jitsu and shit like that, and like my new diet and stuff. So, yeah, other than that, you know, I'm just looking forward to spending time with my kid. And what am I doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going back to the sensory deprivation flotation chamber.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to the
Yeah, I'm going on
Upside
Saturday,
down.
and I'm going with my
what's it
sister.
called?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And so if I can, I'll talk to her ahead of time, but I'll see if I can do a vlog
That'd
about
be a nice,
that.
good little
Yeah,
thing that.
going to the
Before and
upside
after.
down.
Yeah, because it'll be her first time doing it, and she's kind of like in a rough patch right now. So I definitely want to help her lift her spirits up. Also, shout out to Matt from Pre-Recorded Live. I don't want to say what he's going through because at this point I think it's still personal to him.
Certainly.
But if you pray, please pray for him. If not, then please keep him in your thoughts. He's gonna have a rough road ahead of him soon, and yeah, I consider him a good friend of mine, and I want to see him thrive and make it through. So yeah,
I'm gonna jump in and say, we all love you, Matt.
Yes.
You know.
that we do. We got love for Matt.
Show.
I'm gonna take a knee for him.
Damn.
Ah.
Damn.
I will take an arrow in the knee for Matt.
I'm gonna cook up something good because that's what Matt would want.
There you
Yeah.
go.
To eat some good food.
Gumbo.
but Matt could cook better than you probably.
Yes.
I guess we're kind of fucked.
That's why I said eat. I'm gonna eat some good food.
Yeah.
I finally listened to a Fruity Friday. Oh my god, that episode was fucking great.
That's
The
great.
most recent
Makes
one,
you hungry.
Pumpkin spice shit. Oh god.
Is that all you got?
Yeah.
All right, Stitch, what you got?
Let me think. I went to, I guess, probably my last baseball game of the season this past week. Just because it was the Oakland A's game. That was really fun to go with some people and everything. Went with Lilo. That was fun, exciting. I'll have to get some more of you guys. I want Blue to come to the coffee shop that.
Oh damn!
Why are you using these code words? Like,
It's called the coffee shop.
We'll explain it. We'll explain it on a different next episode or
Is it a
something. but
whorehouse?
I've been warned about the coffee shop.
So it might get explained on a gentleman's agreement once that gets released. Hopefully
right.
that'll be finished by tomorrow.
But none of that. I plan on. I'm gonna try to get on Halo. I'm not Halo, Destiny this week. But Hobby got me on Fortnite, so I downloaded that to see what that game's about. So that should be pretty exciting. And then other than that, I work over this weekend and just be sort of chilling, relaxing.
good shit. I'm going to do some NBA 2K. I'm going to try to take my son to Ninjago. We did not do that last weekend. He got a little bit disappointed. Shout out, we had Kronos and Blue had a S-Class interview earlier today with the guys from Primus 7 anime. Heard it went well, right?
It did.
Really
Shout out to Will, Marcus, and Corey.
Nice.
We did start on some CP time though.
That's all right.
What do we expect when you have 5 black guys together?
Luckily, it wasn't live, so
There you go. But it's already out. And definitely listen. We talked about them right after Crunchyroll Expo where we met them, and they're good guys.
They're great guys. They're definitely otakus and blerds. They know their shit. Will's beats are fucking dope.
Nice.
Like seriously, like he has really good. He has an ear for music and he knows how to make some shit.
Good shit.
So.
Cannot wait. Fooders, take us out with them taglines.
So check us out. You can listen to us on various different devices and streaming and whatnot. You can check us out on Player FM, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, and you can check us out on various social media sites like Facebook with BTI, Twitter, which we're usually very, very active on. With
Facebook's only active when Zuck ain't cucking, though.
he's only active when you were not on there. You can reach us on Twitter at BTI. Check out our Instagram when you can see all kinds of crazy stuff that we're doing around the Bay at BTI. Our Facebook page. Look for BTI, and then our official website, binheadproductions.com/BTI.
Tell friends, goddammit.
Tell everyone.
Talk to folk.
Also, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 ratings on there because some people listen to us on there. If you're on SoundCloud or whatever not, you can look around. You can comment on SoundCloud, and we'll get back to you.
Oh, Ninja, you too goddamn long, man.
I just ended it. Damn it.
It's too late. Goddamn.
Long-winded
Damn.
motherfucker.
Let's start again.
You had one job.
I want to give a quick shout out to my younger brother. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday! I'm gonna call him the Dragon, and he knows why he's a dragon.
I know why too.
Well, he's into Drew Hill, so he's a huge Drew Hill and Cisco fan. So
It's like 1998.
he still goes to their. I went to one of their concerts recently with him at Yoshi's in Oakland, and it was a pretty dope ass show.
Wait, they
still got
tour?
it. Yeah, they still tour.
Is Drew? What's his
Drew
name?
Hill.
Cisco? Is Cisco still like 5 feet?
Nah.
Oh, he didn't
yeah,
grow.
He's not gonna grow taller.
Well, no, he was
No,
smaller.
he's 6 feet tall. Nah, he's still short. Still had the platinum hair.
R.I.P. to Hugh Hefner,
Oh, yeah.
legendary man.
They're bringing Justin back to the Super Bowl to rip off another titty.
I can't.
Splitting of the atom only a few decades ago, and through his God-given genius of science, man, at last, has succeeded in penetrating further and further into the unknown vastness of space. Yet many questions remain unanswered.